Hi everyone, and welcome to the first video where I'm using my PNG tuber, my updated one at least. So yeah, I hope you enjoy it, but if you don't, it's fine too. Um, yeah, today we are going to be ranking every single Total Drama and Disventure Camp character. Um, you don't have to agree with my opinions, as I just said. These are all my opinions, so you know, um, do with them as you will. So yeah, I might take some breaks because there's a lot of characters. I'm not going to be ranking any other characters except for these characters since they are in staff stories or Tom Jake. But I'm like, uh, uh, after Sam, I'm not ranking all these characters. I know Reality Resort isn't here, and some of you guys are fans of that, but I don't know much about it. I've watched like the first episode, maybe the second one. I like this girl, but I think people might not like her now. I don't know. I haven't seen the rest of the episodes. Anyway, oh my gosh, we have so many characters. But yeah, I mean, I want to make more videos like this, but I was thinking like, well, we need a basis, and you guys need to know my opinions about these characters before I start, sorting them into different tiers for different rankings. So yeah. First off is Beth. Um, and yeah, I'm just using the normal ranking system S through F. So yeah, I'm gonna put them all in C before I actually rank them. So, but I think I would actually put Beth in C. Um, she's interesting, in the way that she's in action. I like her relationship with Lindsay in action, and of course her dynamic with Heather and Lindsay in Island. She's a winner. She's not my favorite though. I think a better winner would have been Lindsay in action, but I don't want Lindsay to win another season, if that makes sense. But yeah, since there's a lot of characters, I don't know what else to mention. I try and go through this fast, so yeah. Next is Bridget. Bridget is vegetarian. She's a surfer. She's fun. Um, really tanked in season 3 though with Alejandro and kissing that pole. She definitely got manipulated, but I really like her sorry song. Um, you know, in season 3 in World Tour. So yeah, I think I like Bridget more than Beth. She's friendlier, she's nicer, but not saying that Beth doesn't have her own qualities, which Beth does. Um, but yeah, that's just my general opinion. I'll give Bridget a B. I'll put Bridget in B. She's not the best character, but she's not like mid, you know? Next is Cody. And Cody, he is entertaining in season 3. He's a creep in season 1. Which I think being a creep, being a little pervert can be, if people do it right, it can be entertaining, but there wasn't much to his character. I mean, yeah, he got comeuppance. Did he? Did he get? No, he didn't get comeuppance. He kept Gwen's bra until action, right? Yeah, so maybe not. Yeah, I'm gonna put Cody in D. Yeah, just because he doesn't do much past season 3, which I get, but he was a major part of season 3, and I really liked his dynamic with Sarah after all the stalking that happened to him. So yeah, just this thing with Gwen really takes down his character. Um, everything in season 3 is fine. His obsession with Gwen is toned down and barely mentioned. When she's there. But yeah, just because of Island, I have to put him in D. And I think some scenes in the aftermath of action, I could be wrong, but yeah. Next is Courtney. Courtney in All Stars is not good. Sunny Muddy Sunday is not good for Courtney, and that's just because her character is, you know, not as well written. She's out of character in the episode. I mean, all season, all of the characters are like that. But especially Duncan and Courtney and Gwen. But if and I'm going to be including all seasons for all of these characters. So if it was like Island, I'd probably put her in A. But because it's not an Island, I'm ranking Island Action and World Tour and All Stars. I have to put her in a B. I think she's better than Bridget. For sure. I really liked her dynamic with Duncan in Action. I really like that. it was really entertaining. So yeah, um, and World Tour, I think she was justified for how she felt. Um, Gwen did. I mean, they were all in the wrong in some way. Uh, but I felt bad for Courtney in World Tour, and it wasn't that funnest to watch, but it wasn't bad as All Stars. Which I will get into All Stars, Courtney and Gwen's relationship during All Stars, but yeah. So right now she is gonna stay above Bridget. Next is DJ, and DJ is not a very interesting character. His season one performance was fine. Um, I like his relationship with Duncan and Jeff. I think his like bromance with them was fine, cool. Um, I guess it wasn't a bromance, but they were just friends. Um, Animal Curse in season three was not good. The only thing I like about that is Heather's interaction with DJ. I think that expands on Heather's character a lot, and we'll get to Heather, but not Duncan, DJ for himself, he isn't the best. He's not the best, and yeah, I wouldn't put him in D because he's not like bad, but he's mid. Um, his cameo in season four just perpetuates like his like his status as like a very scared person. Even though I mean it was justified because he had to eat that gross food and he didn't want to eat that. But yeah, that's just Revenge of the Island cameo. But yeah, uh, now for Duncan. Duncan. Where am I going to put you? Oh, Duncan. Oh, Duncan. They really wrecked his character in All Stars. It wasn't fun. It was not fun to watch. Um, and when I mean like wrecked his character, I don't just mean he was being nice to everyone, which isn't in character for him. And isn't like a turnaround. It's just out of nowhere. But what really made me mad is his end in prison and him blowing up Chris's mansion. Uh, it was very unnecessary and not smart. And I think Duncan is smarter than that. Yes, he's a delinquent, but he's not a murderer. Well, I mean, someone would have got murdered maybe, but hopefully not if they were in there. So, yeah. I am going to put Duncan in B because I liked him in action in Island. His relationship with Courtney was fun in Island and in action as well. So, yeah. Yeah, I think this is good. Okay, next is Eva. Eva was really funny in World Tour when she was a reporter. That was really funny. If you know, you know. But in Island, I think her vengeance towards Bridget was very unlikable. It was not a very likable trait at all. Unfortunately, so I'm gonna have to put her down for that. But I'm not gonna put her in D. I think where she's at might be good. I think I like DJ better because he's just nicer in general. But Eva is entertaining. I will give her that. She's smart, or she's not smart, but she's brute, which is interesting. That's an interesting quality to have that not every character has. Um, but not as good as Joe, I don't think. But we'll get to Joe. Next is Ezekiel, and he is the misogynistic homeschool boy in season one, and he was fine in season one. Um, he didn't do much in season one. Uh, I liked him in the Loser de Plaza. I like that. But he got feral, and I think his little, that little scene in All Stars with all the animals was cute. That's a cute ending for his tragic character, but it's not that cute. So for that, I'm gonna have to put Ezekiel in D. But I think I like, yeah, I don't like Ezekiel as much as Cody, but just because he went feral and they were so harsh with him and for no reason, and he really didn't deserve any of that. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna have to put him in here. But next is Jeff. Oh, Jeff. Oh, Jeff. I did not like him in Redonkulous Race. I know this might be a hot take because he is one of the winners, but I do not like Brody, nothing character. Jeff with Brody, a nothing dynamic. But him in action and World Tour is his best. I like him as the Aftermath host. That's where he shines. Of course, that episode with Gwen was fun. In Island, probably one of his sweetest moments. But I think that his villain arc in action was fun to watch, and I think that his rivalry with Blanley in season 3 was peak. So yeah, I'm gonna have to put him probably above Bridget, um, just because he's more entertaining. But definitely would knock him down. I'd probably put him in A if it wasn't for World Tour. But I just like he gives nothing in the World Tour. I fear, and I think it's or not World Tour. Sorry, I meant Redonkulous Race because I I guess the season isn't just laid out like a normal teledrama season, so they don't have as many interactions with each other, which makes sense. It's like a race around the world competition, but yeah. Um, after that, he's gonna go below Courtney. Gwen's A, and I know what you guys are saying. Her character is so out of character in All Stars, and I know it is, but hear me out on the Courtney and Gwen dynamic. Does it make sense for either of their characters? No, it doesn't, but you know what makes it so good? They're so cute together. I love them. Their friendship in All Star is so cute, and I think for the time that it lasted before Sunny Muddy Sunday, can't say it right. Um, it was wholesome. After they got over it, being enemies, or at least Courtney being an enemy towards Gwen, and people calling Gwen a new Heather, which was like actually kind of crazy. Like, why would you say that? She's not the new Heather. Like, look at yourself, guys. Anyway, yeah. Um, it was cute. Very Yuri coded. But not Yuri. Not Yuri, but Yuri coded in All Stars. But I think her best was in season 1 easily. In season 3, I did not feel as bad for her in the love triangle. I think that it was kind of her fault, mostly her fault. Duncan's fault too. But yeah, in action, she didn't do much. She just played off of Trent, and that's it. I mean, she didn't add much to that dynamic, but she's the loner in season 1. I like that archetype, and her relationship with Trent in season 1 is good. So yeah, she's going in A. Next Harold, and I'm gonna put Harold C. Um, it is because I don't care about him. I haven't watched action a lot. My most viewed seasons are probably World Tour, All Stars, the reboot seasons, and Island. You know what? And Revenge of the Island too. So I haven't watched Pacatel, Rodakio's recent action a lot because they're my least favorite seasons. I'd say. Anyway, Harold, season 1, I just felt bad for him. He wasn't that entertaining. I mean, he was entertaining in season 1. Don't get me wrong, but I felt bad for him. Um, because of Duncan. But I like how you got vengeance on Duncan, even if it was kind of targeted toward Courtney, which didn't make much sense, and still doesn't make much sense. You just have to like kind of ignore that. But in action, he's kind of fun. He's kind of fun. He plays off the other characters well, but I think I would put him in C still. But I think I would put him below Beth, because I like Beth's character more for some reason. I don't know why. Like Beth, I think is just like she's such a real contestant. Like I could see like a real person going on Total Drama and being like her. So yeah. Heather, easy S. Heather is an amazing character. Her character growth through all the season is great. Um, Even in All Stars, even though she's kind of out of character in that season, but I'll give it to her. I'll give her her crown. Her crowns, like she ate in season 1, of course. She's the mean girl. But in season 3 and in All Stars and in action, she's amazing. She got dumbed down in All Stars, but after that, and before that, her rivalry with Alejandro was great in All Stars and in World Tour, of course. But World Tour was, surpasses it by like every league. But I really like how the little details with Heather as well. I can tell like the writers love writing her. The golden tooth that she had in World Tour and how the way that her hair changes even after World Tour is amazing. It's not the same as Island if you look closely. Yeah. Love her. She's such an iconic character. I would love to see her come back and maybe like even be kind of good. Like she's a villain, but like I could see her like kind of like turning like a better streak. Like she'll always be like a villain, but like like not as ruthless. Which and we kind of saw that in World Tour with DJ. Like I said earlier, I think I said that. yeah, just a great character overall. Izzy. I like Izzy more than Harold, and I like Izzy not as much as Beth. And this is because I like her random humor. That's not the reason why. The reason why is I think that she didn't should she's not taken seriously in the show, and I think you can balance having random XD humor while taking your character seriously. I mean, it's kind of like that for Ripper in the reboot seasons before he gets together with Axel. Like, of course, he's just like a fart joke, right? But like Izzy, like doesn't have that like perk that Ripper does. That he's like actually like trying to be serious, but Izzy like she's I guess because she's not trying to take herself seriously. No one else takes her seriously, but I don't know. I really liked her relationship with Owen. Oh Izzy, oh Izzy, I miss you so. Oh my Izzy, my little Izzy, why'd I ever let you go? Like I like that song. It's really good. Why'd I ever let you go? um, that song is really good. But yeah, I have to keep her in C. Um, I do like the theories that she's not crazy and she's orchestrating this, and I think there's a 50-50 shot about that being real, that being fake. So that's my thoughts. Next is Justin, and he is the Diet Alejandro, but hear me out. In action, he's really good. I really like him in action. In Island, he's nothing. Voltor does he even talk? But it's just yeah, he does talk, but like because he's part of the Drama Brothers. But like in action, he's like his rivalry with Courtney and his relationship between him and Beth and Lindsay. It's so interesting, and I really think he's a funny villain. Um, so yeah, I think I would put him above Beth. I think I'll put Justin in B. I would put Justin in B. He's funny. Um, Next is Katie, and I'm gonna put Katie below Ezekiel, and that goes for Sadie as well. I think I like Katie more because, um, even though like people are like, oh, but Sadie had like more episodes than Katie, like, true, but what did she do in them? She's not more of a character because she had that like extra episodes. Like, this is just not how it works because she didn't do anything. Um, Besides like bond with Lindsay a little bit, and that's it. So, um, they don't do anything. Katie and Sadie don't do anything outside of episode like season 2 and 3. Outside season 1, sorry, and they don't do anything in season 2 and 3 where they appear but don't do anything. So yeah, I would put them in F, but there's not anything abysmal about them. They're just like whatever characters. Next is Lashana, and I'm gonna put Oh, that's Dawn. That is Dawn. Sorry, Dawn. I'm gonna put Lashana above Courtney. No, I'm gonna put Courtney above Lashana because I really like Courtney in action. But Lashana, I think what drags her down below Courtney is her performance in World Tour. Um, I just I think that it's just like for a character to be like so girl boss, of course she's girl boss, but and stand on business, she gets manipulated by Alejandro, which Alejandro manipulated everyone. He's just that power scale to be good, right? But like there's so much potential for her in World Tour, and she just didn't do any of it because she got yeeted. Which it's good for Alejandro and Heather's character because Heather notices this, and it's great for both their characters, but for Lashana, it's just not so great. But I love how messy she is in action. Probably one of the best moments. I don't doubt her. I don't fault her for that, and I think she's still an honest person, but she can still be messy. Um, and she was robbed in Island, so yeah, she goes there. I am not a fan of her relationship with Harold because like it's just it's not it. It's not it. So yeah. Next is Lindsay, and Lindsay is a really good character. I like Lindsay. I'm gonna put Lindsay above Lashana because I like Lindsay's performance and action more than Lashana, since obviously she was longer. She stayed there longer, but also she's like she like had that dictator Lindsay moment, which was like kind of iconic. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, she's not like the best in All Stars. She is probably like one of the worst episodes besides Muddy Sunday Monday, Study Muddy Sunday. I can't say it, but you know what I mean. The alliteration episode. Well, there's not alliteration inside of it, but the episode is kind of alliteration. Anyway, the title. Anyway, slow down, Bryson. Like, gather your thoughts. Um, but yeah, I like her in season one. She stood up to Heather. She was cool. And in season two, she was cool. Season three, she wasn't there. Well, she was there, but she didn't do much. Like, so I mean, she kind of got out on her own. I mean, it's because of DJ, but yeah, whatever. Um, at least she didn't get won over by Alejandro. Really, like, only in like like the first few seconds of like the World Tour song, like did she get that? But yeah, I don't know. I think she's like a really fun character. Like she doesn't need much character growth because her character like being the dumb blonde is just inherently funny to me. So yeah. Next is enough about Lindsay. Next is Noah. Noah is going down because he has so much potential, but they just did not elaborate on it. Noko, we all know Noko. Season one, Noko Truthers, I hear you, but he's with Emma and Redonkulous Race, which I don't like. Um, and it's not because I think like, oh, he has to be gay. No, I think that I just don't find the relationship like cute or interesting. Like it's just how Redonkulous Race is formatted at the end of the day. But he's snarky. I like him in World Tour, so I'm gonna give him above Beth because I like him more in World Tour than I like Beth in action. So yeah. Next is Owen, and I'm gonna put Owen above Beth but below Noah. Um, Fart joke's not funny. Ripper did it better. Ripper did it better, and I don't care what anyone says. Yeah, he's the original. Doesn't mean he did it better. Also, fat joke. I can say I'm fat. He's fat because I'm fat. Anyway, Oh My Izzy song peak, and I'm glad that Gwen and Owen got to sing that song in World Tour. So cute, so amazing, so iconic, so lovely. Love it. Um, but other than that, I mean, what else was he bringing to the table? Like in season two, he didn't do. He wasn't his best. So yeah, that's that one for you. Trent, I'm going to put below Izzy but above Harold, and I know people really like Harold. I don't. Action, not my favorite season. And because and I know Trent like devolved in action. Like, why are you putting him higher than Harold? Because his relationship in season one with Gwen is just better than Harold's kind of like vengeance arc that happened like in one episode. But like Trent's relationship with Gwen and like the drama with Heather in season one, it's iconic, guys. And I know I keep saying iconic as like a oh yeah, this is why my opinion like matters. But I don't know, like it is. It's season one. You know, they're cute. They're like the camp romance like that we all wanted. Like I don't know what else to say. Like okay, here's the thing. The nine thing that is really weird, and I don't get it. But other than that, like my favorite number is nine. Not because of him, but yeah, I like how they reconciled in like World Tour action. I forgot the scene, but um, Gwen and Trent reconciled. So yeah, I'm gonna keep him here in the middle of C. I think that's good for him. Tyler, Tyler. Where am I gonna start with Tyler? He's funny in season one. I like the slapstick jokes. It's funny. It's cool. But in season three, he's funny as well. I like him. I really like Tyler in both the seasons he's in. He's not a character more so as he's like slapstick and uh like something for Lindsay to like go on about. So I'm gonna put him above Beth, but below Owen because Owen's too iconic for me to do that to him. Alejandro. Okay, S. Immediate S, and I know what people are going to say. Like, what are you talking about, BSI worker? But like, what I'm saying, like, guys, think about it. Like, he is literally the staple of World Tour. Like, he is the character you think of when you think of World Tour. Can you think of any other character like that for any other season? Like, actually, like maybe Mao for All Stars, but he's bad. He does not count. Okay, guys, he does not count. But like Alejandro, he does. Like that's the thing. Um, and his relationship with Heather in All Stars and in World Tour is amazing. It's amazing. Um, and his introduction is really funny, and like the Total Drama Dirtbags that was really funny. Um, did not like how bad he got treated by Chris, but other than that, like, yeah, he's dumbed down and like for Mal, and so is Heather to Alejandro because of the writers. But other than that, like, I like him. He's gonna say there, but Heather's better. Heather is better. Yeah. But Blainer Riffic is my name. Dishing dirt is my game. Hi Blanley. You're a nothing character to me. I remember you from Niagara Falls episode in World Tour. D. No, you're kind of funny. You're kind of funny. I like the jokes about like how like she has toenails, really bad toenails, and she's really fat. I think that's funny. And I like how she paired up with that one little sword. That's funny. It's cool, but it's not revolutionary. Like, I don't know. Yeah, Blaney. I mean, I like her beef with Jeff and Bridget. I think it's kind of funny, but other than that, that's it. That's it. Okay, next is Sierra. Oh, Sierra, you're going to D. Bottom of D. Stalker, not a good look. They did not do soccer right for her. They could have done soccer right, but they didn't. And I know people really like. She's a divisive character. Like, it's either her humor lands for you or it doesn't. But for me, it's just weird. It's not funny. It's just weird. So yeah. Post consent from Cody, fine, absolutely fine, amazing even. Like, that's completely fine. But my gripes is like how obsessive and weird she is towards Cody, and it's played for laughs, yeah. But I mean, it is kind of serious in nature, so I don't know. You make up your own decision about this character, but it's going to bottom for D. But Cody's just better because he has more development World Tour, and it's not being stalker towards Gwen, so that's just why he's higher. The next character is Anne Maria. Um, I don't have much to say about Anne Maria. She's an alright character. Um, she's the stereotype of a Jersey Shore's girl, and I think that's pretty fun. But I mean, the stereotype isn't that funny now, so I don't know. Um, I didn't really like the rivalry between her and Zoe over Mike, or I guess Vito, right? Um, I wasn't a big fan of that. And I don't like how she got eliminated with that big diamond and stuff, and she just okay with her elimination until Chris revealed it wasn't actually a diamond. It was fake. It was from the island. Yeah, I just think that her ending really sucked. Um, I don't want her to come back. She's not an interesting character. The stereotype is outdated. I don't think we're ever gonna see Anne Maria return, even if we have a cast all stars again. Like a second all stars. But yeah, probably I'm going to put her somewhere in D. I'm probably gonna put her below Ezekiel because I feel like Ezekiel just has like more relevancy. So yeah. Okay, next is B, and I like B a lot. I'm not even gonna put him in C at first. I'm gonna put him at B before I actually rank him because B for B. But let me go over a few. I like how chill he is, of course. I like how he's selectively mute. I think that's interesting. But it's not like a Beardo case where like he has no character. He clearly has character. He's an inventor. And like I'm really sad the way that he got out by Scott. But I mean, what are you gonna do, right? So I guess I'll put B probably above Justin. Even though Justin is an iconic villain, I think B is just a really nice person, and he's really likable, while Justin isn't as likable. But I could change it. You know what? Okay, I think I want to put Noah up higher because I think I was being a little hard on Noah. But I'm gonna keep Owen in C, and I'm gonna put B below Noah. Okay, but is a B above Tyler? Like I wouldn't say that. Hmm. Maybe I'll put B below Tyler but above Beth. I think that's okay for now. Okay. Next is B. B for B again, since I like B. Um, I think he's pretty cool. He's pretty fun. Um, I like that he wants to become like a fashionista or whatever, and then like I think that's just like really fun for his character. I like that he came in like I'm in the ROTC, I'm gonna go into the military, but he decides just to be like a fashion student, and I think that's amazing, and I think that's really cool for his character. Um, I like all of his dynamics, especially with Joe. I think with Joe is his best dynamic, of course, since that's who he speaks most to. I like his dynamic with Scott as well, even though Scott is kind of a POS. So, but yeah, I would probably put Brick above Owen. I like Brick more than Owen. I really do. Uh, I like the Revenge cast. I think I cherish the Revenge cast more than the average Soul Drama fan. So, yeah. Well, I guess most Total Drama fans only know like the first generation and maybe Alejandro and Sierra, but I mean like a very hardcore fan like I am. So yeah, I guess I'm hardcore. I don't know. You guys tell me in the comments. Anyway, next is Cameron, and Cameron he's not my favorite character. He he tries to help out Mike, but he's kind of like treating Mike like a case study, which I don't think is the best representation. And we can go over that. We can go over the DID stuff when we get to Mike's section, but I think that him as a winner isn't my favorite. I like the Lightning being the winner overall, even though he's a villain, because Lightning's actually funny and he hasn't like actually isn't like I know Cameron's just trying to help like at the end of the day, but I don't know, just something about him rubs me the wrong way, and I know people won't agree with this argument, so yeah, that's just my opinion. So I'm probably going to put him above Cody, because he's not as bad as Cody is, but I think that in All Stars he was a little better. His character got nerfed, of course, because of Mal, but you know, what are you gonna do, right? So I think D is fine right for right now. Okay, next is Dakota. Oh, Dakota. Um, like the Paris Hilton archetype, right? She's very cutesy. She has a lot of fans. I really like how like people follow her onto the island, and Chris like has to shoot their helicopter down or whatever. I think that's really funny. Um, I think Dakota overall is just an amazing character. I like her relationship with Sam. I do not like Sam as much, but I do like Dakota. So yeah. Um, and I'm not like a huge fan of her Dakota Zoid design. Like I remember like watching when I was young, I was like, I hate this. This is so ugly. Like why would they do this to this pure angel? But of course she's not a pure angel. I don't know why I thought that, but yeah. Now I watched it again. I'm like I still don't like the Dakota Zoid design. So I think just for that she can't go in B. I think she's gonna have to go probably above Owen and above Tyler. Yeah. This seems about right. I think she's below Brick because I think Brick has it's more charming, and it's just more like yeah, I don't know. Anyway, um, what else to say about Dakota? I think I like her father storyline and stuff. I think that was interesting, but it's done better in some other series. So yeah. Okay. Next is Dawn, and Dawn she's very overrated, but she's not a bad character at all. But she doesn't have much screen time, and I think if she were to come back, which I could see, because I think Dawn is the single character in total drum history that people I think is underrated and wants to come back. When in reality, she is kind of overrated, but she's not bad. Um, I like how she can speak to animals. That's fun. Um, I've read a lot of total drama fanfics before, and I think that how they characterize her in those are really fun. But other than that, I think that Dawn is just a really sweet person, and I think that she didn't deserve to get eliminated by Scott like how he did, by throwing the team. But I think he's good for Scott's character, not good for Dawn's. I think it's yeah, I think it just like B and Dawn had so much more potential, and I really think that they should have done Revenge of the Island season two, which I know like they were never gonna do that. They always had All Stars planned, but like I would like to see B and Dawn come back. I really like them as characters. I'm gonna put Dawn below B but above Beth. Yeah, and I like Tyler a lot, so I'm gonna keep Tyler there. I might shift like the characters up a bit because is C pretty harsh? I mean, I think C is like you tried, like you tried and you did okay, right? So, but B is like it's good. It's like you're above average, like you're pretty good. A is like you're amazing, and S is like oh my gosh, I love you. So yeah. Wait, I'll be right back. Sorry guys, my cat wanted to be let into my room. Okay, anyway, let's get back to it. Next is Joe. Um, Joe, she is a really, sporty person. She, she did well in Revenge of the Island, but not too well in All Stars. What is she, like the third boot? Um, which it really is unfortunate. Because I like Joe, but I think it's good for Joe and Lightning to get out. And I share this sentiment with other Toll Drama like fans too, that the writers didn't mess their characters up as much as Gwen or Courtney or Mike or Zoe. So you gotta get what you gotta get. So, um, yeah. But Joe, she's a sweet girl. And I liked a bit in Revenge of the Island where Lightning thinks she's a boy. I think that's funny. And I like that Lightning is okay with gay people. That I think that's a funny little quirk. A quirk, like it's like, yeah, I don't know, but yeah, Joe. I like how like strategic she is, and I like how she like stands up to Heather. Like I think some parts of the first few episodes of All Stars for like the interactions like with Joe and Lightning especially are really fun. Um but yeah, other than that, um I like her dynamic with Cameron and Zoe. Um but yeah, I would put Joe probably above Owen but below Dakota cuz Dakota's just iconic. I've always was like I loved her. Like I don't know. But yeah, next is Lightning. Lightning, Lightning, Lightning. Lightning is a very funny character. I think I'm gonna put Lightning in A. Is that crazy to say? Is it crazy to put Lightning above Courtney, Lindsay, LaShawn, and Jeff, Bridget, and all these other people? Like, is that crazy to say? Um, I really like his win in Revenge of the Island, even though it might not be deserved. It's probably just because I'm not a big fan of Cameron at all, but I think Lightning is really funny. He's really stupid, and I really like the confessional in All Stars where Lightning like has a little tablet and is like talking to Joe while she's in the confessional even after he's eliminated. I think that's one of the funniest scenes in Total Drama, honestly. Um Also he's just cool. Like yeah, he's a villain, but like his backstory about like just wanting to be like good for his dad and stuff, like it's kind of sad. Like it's just like sad. There's my sad face, yeah. But yeah, yeah, Lightning is gonna go in A. Um, I think just because some of these characters, their qualities, even though they were good in season one, like their qualities, kind of like diminished over time. So yeah. Oh, okay, Mike. So Mike has DID. If you don't know, dissociative identity disorder. But other than that, like, what is it to him? He's a skinny, like, he's like shaped like a pole. Like, is he scared in the pole that Bridget like kissed? Like, honestly, like, I don't have anything nice to say about Mike except like I can't even say his relationship with Zoe is good because it's just boring. In season 4, it was more, acceptable since he didn't stay as long as Zoe did. But Zoe and Mike staying up to the final, or Zoe and Mal, or whatever you want to call it, staying up to the final in season 5, like I'm banging my head against the wall. Like, oh my gosh, I can't with this character. Like, I don't know. I just think the representation is awful. I used to love Mike, but I just think over time I've matured to realize that it's bad representation. Um, and like the characters of his alters are kind of interesting. But I don't think it makes up like for like the really bad representation they're doing, because like the button at the end of All Stars, like what the heck were they doing? Thinking that a button could just end your like severe case of like it's just it's a disorder, right? Yeah. So like yeah, that's just not realistic at all. Um, and in season 4, he was better, but I think we all knew that you know, Mike was going to win in All Stars, or Zoe's gonna win, Mike or Zoe, even from like final like 5 or 6 with Alejandro and Mal plot. Like I think it's pretty obvious, which kind of makes the rest of the season boring, especially after everyone gets derailed. But the only like the finale of season 5 is really bad, but like the only thing I might like about it is the plot that what was it, like Mike gave uh Zoe like a necklace, but like Mal thought it was a bracelet. I think that was pretty neat. But like that's the only thing. And of course Al Heather, obviously. And Gwen and Courtney was whatever. Not Gwen and Courtney, Gwen and Cameron, sorry, C names. But yeah. I don't know, cuz I don't even like really like this character, like his alters, right? Like I don't think I can like them cuz they're just really bad representation. And Mike as a person is boring, so I'm going to put him below Cody and below Ezekiel. Well, yeah, I think Mike just inherently, well, yeah, yeah. I think he's so bad that he has to go below Anne Maria because like at least she's kind of funny sometimes. Um, but what was not funny is her plot with Vito. I don't like that. That was gross. And yeah. Anyway, next is Sam. So, oh my gosh. Okay. um, Also sorry if I'm like speaking really weird. Like, speaking like in front of a quote unquote camera in my microphone helps me, structure my sentences more better. See, I can't even do it right. So yeah. So if I don't make much sense, that's why. But I'm learning to get better at like talking. So yeah. Anyway, next is Sam, and Sam is kind of boring. I think it's kind of funny. He did not deserve to go to All Stars. I think that was like such a bad choice. Like, why are we doing this, writers? Why are we doing this? I, I don't get it. But yeah, Sam, he likes video games. His relationship with Dakota is cute. But where do I put him? I think him cheating in All Stars is a very real trait to have. I think like I could imagine someone like on Survivor doing that. I don't really watch Survivor, but but yeah, he's just kind of boring, and he stayed way too long in All Stars. So if you're boring, you're gonna go pretty down my list. If you don't have like a really crazy personality that I like, even if you are boring. So I can't put Sam above Mike. even though he's bad representation. But I can put Sam above these guys. So yeah, Scott. Oh my gosh, I love Scott. Um, he is such a little rat. And I love when Courtney draws him with a rat tail in Sunny Monday Sunday. I think that's so funny. Like I hate All Stars. I hate that episode. But come on, like I kind of like hate to love it or love to hate it. Yeah, that's it. Love to hate it. Um, but it Scott, he's fun. Um, I like how he's comic relief in All Stars. I think that was a good decision between Alejandro and Heather and Joe and Mal in All Stars. I think Scott being more of a comic relief was a good thing, even though he did have some evil moments. But yeah, very good for Scott's character to like sabotage other players. Like obviously, it's not like a really good plan. But that's like the point, right? We get to see him like kind of fail and kind of succeed, but it's not like, you know, he's like smart for doing it. He's just seizing opportunities when they're there. Um, so I'm glad they didn't do that again in All Stars. Like that would have made me really mad. And he went far, so that would have been sucky if he kept doing that in All Stars, but he didn't. I like his dynamic with everyone in the Revenge cast, basically. Um, but yeah, I think I really like Scott. I'm gonna put Scott. I can't put Scott above Courtney. I think I'll put Scott below Courtney, but above Lindsay because I think he's his like him being like country is so funny. Like I'm from the South, so like I'm country, so you know, I know these type of people. But he's actually funny, so yeah. Next is Stacy. What do I say about Stacy? Absolute F tier character. Next. Okay, next is Zoe. Um, and she's the last revenge character on here. Uh, I don't have much good to say about Zoe. She's just a boring Mary Sue character. She really is. She is a Mary Sue. I don't care what people say, and I get the point. Like, she had her commando arc, and she, she she's just I can't even come up with any arguments against her not being Mary Sue. So yeah, is it bad to say I want to put her that low? I guess she has more screen time, so I guess she's better than these. But I like her. I do like her friendship with Gwen. I think that was pretty cute. But I would say probably above Cameron. I really don't like Cameron actually. I'm gonna put Cameron below Sam. Yeah, okay, that's good. Okay, next is Amy. I almost called her sister's name. She would not like that very much, but you know, um, I would rank Sammy probably at like D. She's like such a whatever character. Um, but I don't like dislike her that much. But she's really mean. I do dislike her. You know what? I'm gonna put Sammy below Sierra. She's really mean to her sister. I mean, she's just really there for Sammy's plot. I mean, she comes back, like in like the very next episode, right? I forget. It's like one the next episode or like two episodes, but yeah. Um, Sammy's better, but she's not much better. Um, she's never gonna come back. She's just a cheerleader. We don't even get to see her do any cheerleading, do we? Like maybe once, maybe in the audition tape. I don't know. I didn't watch it, so or haven't watched it in a long time. If I have, Beardo. Um, such a nothing character. I I would have to say probably D. Um, he like talked like when he was getting blown out of the cannon, right? Like, okay, didn't you guys argue this would be? Like, oh my gosh. But at least B has consistency. This guy doesn't, and he only appears for like what, one episode. Oh my gosh, this guy really gets on my nerves. He talks in his audition tape, I think, but I haven't watched it in a long time. So D, below Amy. I mean Amy. Sorry. See, I'm even getting you mixed up with your sister, so and you would hate that. So I'm glad. Okay, next is Dave. Okay, Dave literally is the worst character in total drama, but he's actually kind of fun to hate on. Now, hear me out. Hear me out, okay? Like, I think like his like arc is like really interesting, and I mean, his relationship with Sky is so like it did not need to happen. It's a match made in hell, if anything, and it's not good. Um, but he's fun to watch. He's like if it's the closest we've got to an incel on Total Drama, and you know what? I'll take what I can get. But he's like a germaphobe, and like that's interesting, I guess. Pacatell Island sucks, but you know he's not that bad. He's fun to watch, so I'm gonna put him above Blaney, I guess. I used to rank him very low, but now I just find him funny after rewatching Pacquiao. Okay, next is Ella, and I don't have much to say about Ella. She's kind, she's nice, she sings, which I'm a fan of the singing. I don't care, even if it's like not actual singing, little singing that she does, it's fun. I've never got annoyed by it, but her beef, her one-sided beef with Sugar is really interesting. Sugar really hates her, but that's about it. Like what else she does? Like she's a love interest for Dave, right? Right, and then that goes away. I, I, I don't know. I don't think either. I don't think Sky Dave or Ella Dave are good. I don't think Dave should be with anyone. Period. But yeah, Ella, she's whatever character. She's going in D because she doesn't do much, but she's not that offensive. So I guess I'll put her. Ugh. I'll put her. Katie and Sadie are actually funny sometimes. I'm gonna put Ella below Sierra. I think I'm gonna move Anne Maria up. I think I was being a little too hard on her, cause she can be funny. But Zoe definitely goes down there for her All Stars performance. I fear. Next is Jasmine. She is Australian. I think that's really cool. She's really tall. They brought her back for that one Total Drama Rama episode, which I think is cool. Which I only watched that clip. So yeah. Her relationship with Sean is cute. Probably one of the better Pocket Tail characters. Um, I like how she has fears. Like she's like really scared of like being in confined spaces, right? She has claustrophobia or whatever, which I think is really neat. Since she's so tall. But yeah, she's a very likable character, really. I would probably put her above B. I like her a lot. If I would like her to come back for a season, actually. So yeah. Next is Leonard. Okay. Okay. Leonard, he's so stupid. Um does he have potential? I think he might have a little potential if the writers knew how to write him, but uh I mean, it could be interesting if you like took away his persona, but that's about it. His persona's annoying. He likes magic. He's probably into Dungeons and Dragons. But he's in a Redonkulous race for like one episode with Tammy. The only reason I remember her name is because he would say like Tammy. Anyway, um, yeah, worse than no. He's better than Amy. Amy got she's really annoying, but yeah. Next is Max. I hate Max F. I hate the way he speaks. I hate how he talks like a bling bling boy. I hate that he's shaped like a bling bling boy. I hate his haircut. Why is his hair purple? I've never liked him. He doesn't do anything for me. He's F. He's below Stacy because I hate him that much. At least Stacy's interesting because like maybe you could do something with that. Always lying. Like what is it called? It's not maladaptive. It's like constant lying or whatever, chronic lying. Yeah, that's interesting. Max, I hate him. I know people find him funny, but it's the only reason I can watch the scenes with Mac is because of Scarlet because she's actually interesting as a character. Next is yeah, that's what I'm gonna say about him. So next is Rodney. Yeah, Rodney. He's not a good character either. So many Pocket 2 flops, I fear. I don't take Pocket 2 very seriously, but even when I'm not taking it seriously, it still annoys me. So I have to rank them lower, I fear. Because his, like, him crushing on all the girls is so annoying, and I never really, like, thought that was interesting. Like, I don't relate. I'm sorry, man. I guess I'll put him, uh, below Amy, because Amy is interesting, but Rodney's nothing. He's literally nothing. Okay. Next is Sammy. She's automatically better than her sister, since she's like actually trying to improve for the better. I'm glad that she kind of got her revenge, kind of. Um, but yeah, I think you need a restraining order on your sister, girl. I fear. So yeah, I like her relationship with Jasmine. I think that was cute. I wish she lasted longer into the game instead of Sugar. Well, we'll get to Sugar. Ugh. Anyway, I will put her uh bel- uh, she's not that offensive. She's just really boring, and I don't like Puckettail. Maybe I should like rank her higher. If I'm ranking Dave that high, I have to rank Sammy higher. Yeah. 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 That. Mm, she's going to bottom to C. Okay. All right. Next is Scarlet. I find Scarlet very interesting and like probably the like only like plot I can like actually like enjoy instead of except like the Sky Dave and Jasmine Sean plot, but this plot is interesting because I think like her taking over the island is funny. Um, her like wanting to blow up the whole island is fun. Chris being mad at her is fun. I wish she would have came back. That would have been so funny. Scarlet is a very funny character. I like her. You're not supposed to take her seriously, and like she's overpowered compared to every other villain. But that's the fun part. Um, yeah, Sugar took her down, which I didn't like, but yeah. Also, Max got out in that elimination, so good on her for getting Max out, even if it's at her own expense as well. But yeah, she's fun. I like her. But I don't like her that much. She's not like my top like she like bottom C cause like they could have done her so much better. Like it's like they could have done like very like over the top villain like reveal better and made her more like sinister and more evil, but they didn't. They decided to like play like the safe round where like she's evil but she gets her comeuppance. Like let her be evil and like for the rest of the season, right? Like there's like no build up. I wish there was like a longer time where she was evil. Not like Mal. Mal was evil for the whole season. That was bad, but this is different. Um, yeah, Scarlet is above Amy but below Anne Maria. Okay. Next is Sean. Sean. Where am I supposed to put Sean? I like Sean. I really like Sean. I think he's. I know people don't really like Sean nowadays. They think he's kind of boring and his only trait is zombies. But I think that's interesting. Um, I've always found like zombie apocalypse like people that are like really like mental. I think that's really interesting, and I don't know. I just have a soft spot for like you know really crazy people, like Scarlet and Sean. But I guess not. Yeah, they just have to be done good, and I think Sean was done good. I don't know what else to say. But he's not like the best, obviously. He's like probably like I don't know below Dave. No, he's above Dave. Yeah, he's above Dave. Yeah, that seems about right. Anyway, next is Sky. Sky is so interesting. I'm putting her up with Jasmine simply because I think that her being like just like not wanting Dave at all and like the artificial drama that Chris causes is like so funny, and I think like Sky gets so over. I wish Sky like crashed out on Dave so hard, like harder than she actually did in the show. I think that would have been so interesting, but we got what we got, which is yeah. She won, I guess. Depends on where you live, I guess. Um, but yeah, Sky's not as interesting as Izzy. Yeah, yeah, but Trent's kind of boring. Harold's kind of boring. DJ's kind of boring. Harold is controversial, but yeah, that's just my opinion. Anyway, next is Sugar. Oh, Sugar, you're. I'm gonna have to put you in like F or something. No, but I like her little like. I don't like the fart jokes. You know, she's like Honey Boo Boo like stereotype witch. Is like okay, it's been like how many years? Like 20 years. Like okay, let's get it. Like I'm over it, right? Um, but I don't know. Maybe I'll put her with Leonard, her love, um, or whatever. Her beef with Ella, not doesn't like it. Her beef with Sky, don't like it. It's like so whatever. Like I don't know. I never really was interested with her character. I was grossed out by her. Could have been a better villain than Scarlet. Would have been a better villain than her. That's my opinion though. So, I'm gonna in every sentence. That's my opinion. Just kidding. Okay. Next is Topher. Topher's annoying, but like he's not that bad. I mean, I guess his like design is like saving him a lot of grace. If he would like look like Sam, then it would probably be a lot worse. But I mean, the super obsessed fan we saw it with Sierra. Yeah, like I don't know. We already did this like in World Tour, but he's not the best character. He doesn't really do anything. He gets like uh caught by Chris. Um, but he wasn't doing a good job to begin with. So Topher, you can go next to Sierra. I think that sounds about right. Sorry for the cut, but I moved Joe and Brick up a tier because I think that I thought it over and I was like, yeah, I do like them a lot. So yeah, and I decided that I'm not going to do any of the Redonkulous race characters because I feel like my opinions on them aren't like very like I remember them at all because I haven't watched the Redonkulous race in such a long time. So um I will say I do like the Goths and I like the Ice Dancers. Um, but yeah, we're gonna skip that. But I'll rewatch Redonkulous Race and maybe I'll do a tier list then. But for now, we're going to like skip to the reboot cast. All right, next is Axel. Axel. Where do I put you? In season one, you played the game, and then you got like voted out by like Ripper, right? Or just like your team. Um, I think that was stupid. Um, I don't know. Uh, and in season two, like she's kind of like partnered off with Ripper just to be like the Jeff and Bridget of the season. But like, I feel like while Ripper does have a personality, Jeff and Bridget both have a personality, but I don't see that for Axel personally. So yeah, it's not. She's not a bad character. She just doesn't give much. She likes poetry. We learned that in season two. Um, so she clearly is. She has a soft side, but I guess she's like a tsundere. I guess if you would like to call it like that. But yeah, she's definitely better than these Pacatel characters. Better than Blanley. Better than Dave. Better than Sean. I like Axel more than Eva. Better than DJ. Better than Harold and Trent and Sky. I would say better than Sky. Izzy, Beth. I would say she ranks about probably below Jasmine because I really think Axel has so much potential that they just haven't expanded on in the reboot. So if they, which I think Terry, the person who runs Total Drama, I think that he will make the reboot cast for season three if he does do a season three for a Total Drama reboot. So yeah, I want them to expand on her character, but um I like how she just wasn't dumbed down to Ripper's girlfriend in the finale. I like that. It was a breath of fresh air from the rest of the season. Anyway, next is Bowie. I'm gonna put Bowie in S. He's a great villain, especially in season one. Season one of the reboot, he is probably like one of my favorite villains in total drama history. Maybe excluding like these two, like actually Heather and Alejandro. Like everyone else, like is below him. He's really smart. He's cunning, but like he also has a love life with Raj, which I think is amazing. And Raj and Bowie both have their own personality, which I love. Um, I like how he plays the game. I like his rivalry with Julia, and I like how he manipulated Priya with Millie's notebook. But I think the only reason why he didn't win is because he didn't make as many friends. Which he did try to make friends with Emma, which I totally think that um if he brought Emma to the finale, if he was able to do that, then he would have won. But that didn't happen obviously, and Priya won. Which I think Priya's good in season one, but maybe not so much in season two. But yeah, I'm gonna rank Bowie at S. I really like him. He's better than Gwen. He's better than Lightning. He's better than Scott. He's better than all of these other characters because he's just so iconic. Also, he's the first gay character, like openly gay. Isn't that amazing? Next is Caleb. Caleb in season one, I would probably put you at like the bottom of C because we don't really know anything about you, but we have season two to work off of. And I want to be so honest, I really don't hate Priya and Caleb's relationship. Um, I think that the characters in the reboot, like, while yes, the arc with Priya and Caleb dragged the whole season, and it should have like only lasted half the season, but I think that Julia, like Julia's place trying to mess up the relationship is really interesting. I think Julia is the best. I know, like I'm just talking about Julia now, but I just have to say this: Julia, like trying to interfere with the relationship. I think that's the best instance of that in total drama, if that makes any sense, with a villain trying to pit two people in a relationship against each other. Um, I think that's like the best one because like she's actively trying to like cut down Caleb's morals and make him decide either Priya or her, which I think is good. I like how villainous Julia is. Okay, now I'm just harping on about Julia, but Caleb. Okay, he's very similar to Priya, but he has his own like his own personality traits. I think he's like a perfect like example of a guy that he just like he wants the best. He is a people pleaser to his core. And I think that representation in total drama like hasn't been done that much. I mean, like what other character is there before this? Like Mike, I guess. Um no one, we don't really have that archetype for anyone else. Maybe Trent. Not Trent really. He kind of stands on his own ground. But yeah, maybe Beth too, but that was like her season one performance. But I think that the nice guy who's kind of dumb but like wants the best, I think that's good. Which we do have Wayne and Raj, but we'll get to them. I don't think they really encapsulated that well, but Caleb, I think he did. Also, I like his design. His design is cool and normal. Um, so I kind of like the like juxtaposition of him actually being kind of like a scaredy cat and kind of a coward. And I like how high his voice is compared to like his muscly frame. I think that's really funny. Um, I like Caleb. I really do like Caleb, and I don't get why people hate on him so much. Okay, I do get why. His arc lasted so long, and if you don't appreciate characters that are kind of like, I don't know, I guess nice, but like kind of dumb, and like I guess characters that like go back on what they do and that don't always act like a certain way, even if it's like not for the best. I don't know, but I like Caleb, so I'm going to put Caleb. Where am I going to put him? A lot of these characters have got done dirty by other seasons, so I'm probably going to put him somewhere in B or A, which I know is controversial, but I'm probably going to put him Would it be crazy for me to put him at A? I really like his character. Um, I think that's too crazy. I can't put him above like OGs, right? I don't know. I don't know. Duncan, his character got done so dirty, and Jeff and Bridget haven't been, important in the latter half of season 2 and 3 of the original. Do I like him more than Lashana? I haven't watched season 1 in a long time, so maybe I need to refresh. But Lashana, like, what makes me like so like about her character is how she got voted out in season 1. I like how she played in season 2, pretty much. But yeah, I'm gonna put Caleb above them because I guess it's more recent in my memory. Caleb, the reboot, I watched it recently, so yeah, I like Caleb. I know not everyone's gonna agree. Um, but remember, S is like, oh my gosh, like my favorite characters ever. A is like, I really love them. Like you're about to be my favorite characters, but you're good. B is like, okay, you're above average. You're good. I like you. C is like, okay, you passed, right? Some things about you are good. Some things about you are bad. D is like, you're bad, and then F is like, I hate you, right? So just to like say that again, so you guys don't like think I'm judging them too harshly, but yeah, and they are all in order too. I think that's an important part as well. So anyway, enough yapping. Let's go to Chase. Chase. Um, Chase. I mean, he's there for Emma's character, obviously, but I think as a standalone character, he's just a jerk. I mean, I'm just gonna put him there before I actually rank him. But I mean, what is there to say? He likes pizza. He flopped that challenge for pizza, and he got out, but he got his pizza. Um, I think Emma getting back together with him at the end of season at the end of or like they got back together at the end of season 1. They got and like broke up before season 2. I think that was a smart choice on the writers' end because I think that it would have been uninteresting. And I like how they kind of like stopped trying to make like the Emma and Chase beef last until like season 2, since that was all their characters did in season 1. And both Chase and Emma didn't last long in the reboot season 2. But if he were to come back, I would love to see him like actually maybe have an arc or something to be less bad. um I don't like the elimination episode that he was for his character in season 2. I think they could have done better. But other than that, he's a jerk. I mean, that's his character, right? um I guess I would put him probably, yeah, probably like there at the bottom of C. He doesn't give much outside of Emma. He's just a influencer, right? So yeah. Um, I think he's funny. I think he's funny, and I like his relationship with Zipper. Zipper. Who's Zipper? Z and Ripper. Sorry, my bad. Anyway, next is Damien. Damien. Oh, he got so screwed in the season 2 reboot, and he got shafted. Which I think what makes it worse is that like he was kind of being built up to like be an important character in season 2, just for like Julia to like steal the idol and like play him, outsmart him, even though we didn't ever see that. Which that is on the writer's part. That's not Damien or Julia's fault as a character. But I think Damien, the problem I have with him is that he doesn't last long enough at all. I think that his character of being like the straight guy, yeah, I guess he's a people pleaser like Caleb, but he's different. He like actually wants to like make it far in the game, and he has a good head on his shoulders. And he's smart, but I think him getting outsmarted by Julia kind of diminishes that. While Julia is smart, yes, she's just too. I hate saying this word, but she's overpowered. She really is in the season 2 reboot, which I like this season. So you know, I have to say that this is probably like one of the worst parts of the season. But I liked his like little like flirtiness with Priya in season 1. I think that was fun. Um, I'd love to see him get a love interest. I think that would be really interesting. I like how he played in that one like medieval over the lake challenge in season 2. I forgot which episode that was, but where he beat Bowie in the end. I think that was cool. I like that he likes D&D and tabletop games and stuff. I think that's fun. He's like a little nerd. Um, his character has so much potential. A lot of the season two reboot characters have so much potential, but it's like the season two reboot. Like after season one, like they kind of just like did this, like they didn't do like the same arcs, but like they used the same characters and didn't use like other characters like I don't know, like Scary Girl, or like Chase and Damien and Michelle. So yeah, I do like Damien though. Damien, he's a really cool guy. I like him more than B. I'm probably gonna. I think B stays there, but anyway, I like him more than Jasmine because Jasmine gets on my nerves sometimes. That's just because she's in Pakistan, which every character is annoying, but yeah, because like they're like severe stereotypes. But I like him a lot. I like Damien a lot. I would really like to see him come back. So yeah, I'm gonna put him at the bottom of D. Um, I like him better than Joe and Brick and Noah. Well, I don't know if I like him more than Noah. I'll put him above Noah, but I'll put him behind Justin. Okay. Next character is Emma. Emma. You share a name with a redonkulous race character, which we're not ranking now, but yeah, that's a different story for a different day. Anyway, Emma. In season one, she was a good character. I liked her. I think that her friendship with Bowie is probably her best character trait, and her worst character trait is probably how hard headed she is. Like I know like that is literally like part of her character, right? That's her flaw, right? She's good at making friends, but she can be very stubborn, which we see that in the later half of season one, the reboot at least. Yeah. The chase thing I think was pretty good. I don't think it lasted too long, but it didn't like take too long. It probably could have been a little shorter, but I don't have much problem with it. Um, them getting back together didn't bother me, as I said earlier. In season two, she didn't do much of anything at all, so that kind of like lowers my opinion on her because she didn't do anything really. But like Priya was using her to like win the challenge, but like it backfired. I think that was good for Priya's character, but other than that, Emma, she's kind of. I want more from her. You know what I mean? I don't want to say she's a nothing character because there's definitely some stuff there. Like, like she's like a good person. Like she's a very like she's a good person, but like she's not a people person. If that makes sense, and I think that's interesting. But it wasn't played up enough. So I would probably say better than Blanley. Also, I want to put Blanley down to D because I do like Blanley, but sometimes she can be really annoying. I think that's good. Next is Julia. Julia, I really like Julia, and is half of the reason why is because MK Julia? Well, yes. Well, yes, because I love MK Julia, and I think that potential for a relationship is so fun. I like them as friends, but I also like them as a couple as well. I think it's really cute. Um, and it would be the first lesbian relationship. Like we need that, right? Like, I think that would be so iconic, and I think Terry would be so open to do that. Um, if he does that, it's a different story though. It all depends on like what the network wants, I guess. But yeah. Um, Julia, season one, perfect villain. I think she's a perfect villain for Bowie because I think that the butting heads of those two villains, I think that was so good. It was kind of like Alejandro and Heather, but toned down to a bit because they're not as extreme as them two. But I think that this was a perfect like version of that, but for like the modern day. Um, I like how she backstabbed. Or she didn't backstab, but she like outed MK as a threat, and she got eliminated. But MK like gets over that and it's like, actually, I want to work with you because you're really smart in season two. And I think because Julia burned so many bridges, her being in the finale of season 2 makes sense because I think she's like she needs to be in the finale at least of one of these seasons, right? Like she did so much. She has to be. She's one of the main characters. She's kind of like a Heather, but she's like more I don't know. How do I differentiate them two? Heather is more they're both cutthroat. I think Julia is more of a people person. Like she knows how to manipulate people. Well, Heather she does, but she's not as good as like as in like that's why Alejandro did so good, right? Compared to Heather in World Tour. Alejandro was manipulating like the men and the women left and right, but Heather she kind of like got like it backfired on her a couple times, but I think Julia is better at that, so I guess she is more OP. You're not helping those accusations, Julia, but other than that, I like the relationship between MK and Julia. I like how like they were girl bossing the whole like way, and I really want to see that podcast come into fruition. I would really like that. Um, her design is really cute. I like it. Um, Other than that, what else is there? I like how like she's like phone obsessed. I think that's fun. It's a fun character quirk. Uh, I think it makes sense, obviously, and I like how we didn't know she's ambiguous, like what kind of character she was at the beginning of season 1. I think that was cool. So for that, I'm gonna have to put her in A. I really like Julia. I like Julia and all these other characters. So yeah, good as Sky. I'll put Julia above Sky but below Lightning. Next is Scary Girl or Lauren. Okay, Scary Girl. She is a very mixed bag. I mean, for me at least, I think that while yes, her stereotype of being this weird girl that's into like dead things and really creepy and like has like the little like dark Lolita aesthetic, I think that's fun, but I don't know. I wish they did more with her. I would really like to see maybe a dynamic between her and Chase, or maybe her and Damien. I think that would be cool. In season 3 of the reboot. Um, I like her like relationship with Damien, or not relationship, but like her one-sided like, wanting. I guess it's not a rivalry, but fascination with Damien. I think that's really interesting because we don't see that like much where it's not like taken seriously like Sierra and Cody is, but like that's more like love. Like Scary Girl just wants to kill Damien. I think that's cool and just play for laughs. I like that. Um, I think Scary Girl coming back in season 1 being a first boot isn't. It's not my favorite. I would really like to see her, but I get it because they needed to do uh more of things with Caleb and more things with I guess Roz and Wayne, but they didn't. The writers didn't do that good of a job. But sorry, I was a little shady there. But yeah, um, Scary Girl, where are you going to go? Like, I don't think any of the reboot characters are bad. Maybe Nichelle, but that's different. So probably B. I really like her. She's really fun. No, yeah, I'll put her at the bottom of B. I think that's a good placement for her because she has a lot of potential to be really interesting. Um, I like how they don't hold back on her humor as well, like her dark humor. I like that. Next is Millie. Millie. Um, I like how she just pushes Damien down like the like kill slide in season 2 reboot. That was really funny. Um, I like how Priya carried her through the whole game. We haven't really seen that in Total Drama at all before that point. So I think that occurrence is new for us. So I like that. I guess Cody with Sierra, but Cody did play a pretty good game in World Tour, even if it wasn't for Sierra. I think he would have made it as far with Sierra, but I think that he played a pretty good game. Um, but for Millie, I think she definitely relied on Priya a lot. I like their friendship. I think it's cute. I wish that Bowie revealed the secret a little earlier so we could have more of the fallout with Millie and Priya. I know it's focused solely in on the finale of season one reboot, but I would like to see it more. Um, I like how Damien and Millie reconciled, because I think Damien's such a forgiving person, and I would really just love to see a Millie and Damien friendship in season three if Damien goes far, and I'd like Millie to go far again. Even though she went out pretty early in season two, I wouldn't mind seeing her again because I like her character. She's not bad. She's annoying, but like that's her. That's the point. She's supposed to be stuck up and like trying to be better, and I would like to see her get better and like be more social and be more strategic. Which I know like she was kind of flopping at that in season two, but you could actually make her do that in season three. I would like that. But I guess that's more of potential with her character. Other than that, I would probably put her maybe above Beth. I think Beth I like, but you know, I think there's some major character flaws, like cheating on her boyfriend in season two. Well, whereas Millie doesn't have that, which her character flaw is actually, expounded upon and not just like hidden away. So that's my thoughts on Millie. She's a C tier character, but again, C tier isn't that bad. It's not like you're failing or close to failing. It's just like you did bad, you did good, But I lean more towards good for Millie. So yeah. Next is MK. I'm so sorry. I know like MK is such a like divisive character because like she's literally a thief. But like, yeah, we need more criminals on Total Drama and Disventure Camp. I will not say that enough. And we'll get to a character which I really want to be a criminal and like a very bad villain, in their own way. But we'll get that when we talk about Disventure Camp characters later. But for MK, I love her. I'm so glad they changed her skin color in the re-airings of season one and of course in season two. Um, I'm glad they saw like how that was offensive, and yeah, and I think MK is really a character. I think she is. Um, I have seen people on Disventure Camp. I know to go back to the race thing, but like Disventure Camp Twitter are talking about how like why are all the agents all villains? And I'm like that is kind of true. It's just kind of shady, but and sketchy, honestly. But putting race aside, I really love all these reboot characters, and MK is included in that. I think MK, she's very intelligent, and I think that her flaw is just she's she's too she goes too far sometimes, and I think that's like the point, right? Where Julia gets too far, but she can actually manipulate her way out of it. MK really can't manipulate, so them teaming up in season two are so smart. And I know people like don't want Julia to go far since she went far in season one and two. She literally made it to the finale in season two, but I don't know. I want to see more Julia and MK. Like at least make Julia like maybe early merge for season three, and with MK going further, maybe in the finale or maybe like fourth boot. Because I don't know if she deserves to win, but I kind of would like to see her in the finale trying to like prove herself, and maybe like we can like expand on like her like thieving like habits and her like kleptomania. I think that would be interesting, and I don't think we have really delved in that in a good way in Total Drama, where like with DID with Mike, that wasn't he's literally at D. That's why his character, he's quote unquote multiple personality disorder, which is dissociative identity disorder, but it wasn't done well. But I would like to see like a problem with a major character flaw like this. I'd love to see it actually like changed in a good way, not just with a reset button. So if we could get down to like actually MK's core and like why she is the way she is, and like maybe not like fix it, but like try to like explain it, and like maybe like she can choose to be better or she can choose to be worse, whatever it is. But I'd like to see that. She's really funny, and I know her humor is very decisive, and that's like what it is with humorous characters. It's very decisive. Like I love when she says "you're so mulo" to Julia or whatever she says, and Julia like that's so stupid. Like I love her. She's like perfectly my humor. But yeah, she's not as good as Scott, because Scott is she? Nah, I'm gonna have to put MK with Julia because MK Ulia obviously love her relationship with Julia. I don't even think I have to say that, right? Um, Yeah, I like Scott, but you can't beat the lesbians. Come on now, Michelle. Nichelle. Why? Why did they do you so dirty in both seasons? I don't get it. Like, I can get it for one season, but both? Like, really? Do they writers really have to do that? I don't know. It's just with the fake contract in season one, and then the you know, how she got out in season two. Like, she's such a flop. Like, but like in the worst way possible. Like, I don't get her character at all. I don't get what they were trying to do with her. Like, her design is amazing, and just to waste that on a nothing personality character, like, it's really unfortunate. I don't even know. I'm gonna place her really in C tier. I think I'm just gonna put her at the bottom of C because she gives nothing. I like how I like how she played in season two, but that elimination was pretty bad. But yeah, I don't know, guys. It's just her design is good. Like, that's the only thing good about her. I I know there's Nichelle fans, but I do like her. How, like, like how, I guess not vain, but how like confident she was with her fighting abilities at the end of, or during season two. I think that was cool. But other than that, you're giving us nothing, Michelle. Come back and do better for season three. That's all I have to say. Um, Next is Priya. Priya season one perfect. I love her. I think like the concept of, like a total drama, like fan from birth, like training to be on the show is interesting. Good character. Um, and to bring to finale and win for season one, I think that's good. Would I like to see Bowie win too? Yes, but I think Prey makes just as much sense. I really think that could have been a alternate winner situation, but they're not doing that anymore, which I'm like glad for. Because I would rather have one like canonical winner. I think that makes more sense. But really, you could have, if you wanted to, you could have made alternate winners for both because they both kind of deserve it. Well, I guess I don't know if Bowie deserves it. He was a villain, but I don't know. But season two is kind of where she flops because the arc between Caleb and her gets dragged down really bad, and I think between her and Caleb, she's the worst one in the relationship. I know I was praising Caleb just a second ago, but or a few minutes ago, but like I don't know. She's not my favorite. But she's not my least favorite. I mean, I think her, like, she's a real character, and I think her voice actor is great and amazing and plays his character wonderfully. But yeah, um, I guess all I have to say is I hope Caleb and Priya have a good life together. I hope they get married and like have kids and stuff. I guess. Um, Other than that, I mean, I don't think she really needs to return for total drama. I think she needs to get that money back from her parents, obviously. Um, I think her rivalry with Julia was underwhelming in season two, so she's not going to be at like A. But I could put her probably above Courtney, because I think Courtney, she was such a flop in season five. But Priya, she makes more sense to be higher since I think if it wasn't for season two, she'd probably be up here. But yeah, that's where she places for right now. Next is Raj. Raj. What to say? I like his. Let's rank Raj and Wayne together and then like separate them to like how I actually feel. Okay, Raj, he's good. I like him. He's a good character. Um, I wish they did more with him. I mean, yeah, he's just like a bro to Wayne. He has that relationship with Bowie, which I think is good. Um, I'd like to see uh Raj and Wayne's like really like conflicted. I more Raj because Wayne like okay I don't really care, but I think Raj being conflicted with Bowie about being villainous and cheating. I think that's good. I think we haven't really seen that until drama before. Um, well we have seen it like a few times, but I think it was done best here. But yeah, he's nice. Uh, I think his relationship with Wayne is kind of whatever, but it's kind of cute sometimes. Their jokes either land or fail for me, but I really like the one where like they chest bump Julia over and over in season 2. I think that's really stupid and funny. I like that episode where Owen came back as a cameo. I think that was really funny. The Hockey Bros and Julia are hilarious, but yeah, I'll put Barrage at B, probably below Joe, but above Scary Girl. But for Wayne, he won season 2, guys. Why did he win season 2? I mean, does Caleb or Julia deserve to win? I mean, no, not really. I could see a case for Caleb, but I think the thing for Caleb is that his character is not. He didn't do enough to deserve his win. I think if it played differently and he like actually stood up for Priya, like which he does at the end, but he didn't really get to do that because she gets voted out. Maybe then he could be a good candidate for winner, but Wayne's just there and he won. I mean, I guess it's the best option, but I mean, I wouldn't mind a Julia win either, cause like I think I don't know. I guess Wayne was the best option. Yeah, Julia win probably wouldn't be the best either, but I hope they do good things with him. I hope that because it was kind of underwhelming that Wayne won for me. I think that in season 3, I think that plot point should be interesting. I don't think they should just waste $1 million, which I know they're gonna like use it for like hockey, like schools all around Canada or something. I forgot. I'm dumb. I forgot. But I hope that's an important plot point, so it can actually make Wayne's character better, and maybe he grows from that. But he already runs season 2, and we see that the writers don't really care to give him much other than being a himbo, right? So, yeah, it was kind of unfortunate. I would rather have Damien in the finale. Damien? Yeah, probably Damien, Julia, and I guess Caleb. I guess Caleb's here if you're gonna have a 3-person finale, but I would rather have a Julia and Damien finale. I think that would have been so good. I would love their rivalry. I think it would be very akin to I guess Island. Yeah, I guess Island, but yeah. Gwen wasn't a villain, but I guess it would be more towards like maybe like I don't know, All Stars, but Julia's no Mal because Mal's stupid, so I don't want to compare her to that. So I don't know. It would be original, but yeah. For Wayne, I would probably put him somewhere in C. Probably, I like him more than Owen. I really do like Wayne. I like his like how he's accepting of Raj, and the jokes don't always land for me, but I appreciate his character, and I think that he can be like his character can be done right in season 3 if they do it right, and they get him out early. I don't want him to go far. That's not what I'm saying. But yeah, I hope Raj gets far in season 3. I think that would be cool. Anyway, uh, next is Ripper, right? Yeah, Ripper. Oh my gosh, Ripper. Oh, he's the fart joke of season 1 and 2, obviously. Season 2 so more so. I like how they kind of toned it down for season 2. I think it makes sense. He's more interesting than Axel in the relationship, but that doesn't mean he's necessarily that good. But I think I don't really like him. I'm sorry. I know some people really do like him because he's like the alpha male. But like, I mean, don't we already have that for Chase? Like, can't we just let that be Chase's thing and like River be his own character? Like, when you remove that from his character, what is he? Like, a jerk? like genuinely. And in relationship with Axel, he's kind of pathetic. I don't want to see him go far. I would like to see Axel go far, but not him. It's kind of it's kind of weird, right? Like Axel's character is like really like there's nothing there, but like she has so much potential. While Ripper, like I just don't like we've seen him, but like I don't care for him. I don't want him to go far. But yeah, um, yeah, he didn't get much development other than that. Um, I guess he stopped farting less, so I guess that's good for me and my eyes. So I'm gonna put him below Dave. I can't put. Yeah, that seems about right. Okay, next is Z. I don't like Z. I think that he has some funny moments. I like how he says "I'm so high" when he gets uh like the catapult or whatever that was, or I forgot what it was, slingshot, whatever. In season one, I think that was funny. Season two, he did nothing, absolutely nothing. Season one, he played for both teams. Season two, he drank a lot of soda. He's very boring. He's worse than Michelle. No, he's better than Michelle. He's better. Why did they put Chase so low? I do like Chase. Chase isn't bad. Um, yeah, let's put not Dave. Sorry, Dave. Let's put Chase. Chase and Axel. I like Axel more than Sean. They kind of have like the same thing going on with the zombie thing, which I think that's interesting. I wish they would expound that on Axel. Like Axel has so much potential compared to Ripper, but yeah, I'm comfortable with putting them there. I think Chase is better than that, but yeah, for Z, I don't know. I really don't know where to put him. I guess I like Ripper more. I guess I like him more than Scarlet and Maria. Do I? Sorry guys, I'm like being really weird about this. I don't think it matters that much, but yeah, I'll put him above Anne Maria for right now. And while we're at it, let's just rank Chris and Chef. Chris, I think that his character is so crazy. It's so wacky. It's so cartoony. That in season two, just to go back on all that, it seems kind of weird, but it makes sense. I mean, it's a reboot, but I don't really like. He's fine. He's iconic. He is iconic. So I guess I have to put him in B. Um, he's a very bad person. He's a very bad person, but that's the point. And that's the point. And then for Chef, I really like Chef. I like Chef more than Chris, but they go around B. I'm not gonna rank them individually because I think they don't. They're kind of just like the mascots of Troll Drama, right? Like Monokuma was a mascot for Danganronpa. So yeah. Next is Alec. So Alec. His performance in season one was pretty good. I liked how strategic he was. I think that he played a pretty low profile game all throughout season one until the final four. Um, I think that final four really screwed him over. Obviously, he's fourth place, but I think Fiore, he shouldn't have trusted Fiore all the way because Fiore showed time and time again that, she was going to betray him. So I think that um I think that Alec trusting Fiore in fans versus favorites is good. By the way, this is going to contain spoilers for the first episode of Fans versus Favorites because it came out a few days ago. So yeah. But Alec in All Stars he played again and he made a pretty far run, but he didn't make as far as fourth place. And I'm not a huge fan of this little scruff he has going on, but he got rid of it in Fans versus Favorites, and now he has a ponytail. A longer one than that, obviously, but I'm not a fan of it. I like his relationship with Connor. I think that was nice. I think like they're like best friends. Arc was good. I guess they're not best friends, but like friends. Um, I don't see why they did all that in All Stars just to bring him back once again so soon. Like if it was later, I get it, but so soon, which I get. Alec is a favorite, and I would rather Alec than I don't know Jake. Um, but yeah, I think Alec is just in fans versus favorites to progress Fiore's plot further into fans versus favorites. So yeah. Overall, I think that his sentiment, like him, like not liking his kid or whatever, I think that's real. Like I think that's so real. But I think that he should have an arc to like at least sometime in Disventure camp history to reverse that and like actually love his kid. I know that he has to pay alimony and stuff, but you know, uh, he's interesting. He's really interesting, um, and I think he does have a found family in Fiore. And I truly think that him being outed on Disventure camp fans versus favorites is deserved. So yeah. Also, he got played by Rhea, which is kind of unfortunate because it paints Rhea as a bigger threat than Alec and kind of diminishes his threat level. Uh, so that's not so good. But I understand why he got, you know, he was letting himself get manipulated by Rhea, but then he realized he stopped, Um, but he lost in the end in All Stars. So yeah. Uh, I will put Alec. I like Alec. He's definitely a B character. Um, B tier character. I like him more than Lindsay and Courtney. Do I like him more than Bria? I think I do. I really like Alec. I think that he's really funny with Fiore, his dynamics, and I like how people like are really like trashing on him in fans versus favorites. I like how like strategic he came into All Stars. I really like that. He's a really cool person, but I cannot rank him above these god tier characters up here. So yeah. Next is Ashley. Ashley's from season one. She didn't get pretty far, and she didn't make it that far in All Stars either. But she got out right once the merge started, so that's unfortunate for her. Um, but I think Ashley is a character that you either hate or you love. Like I think that if you, because I was super annoyed with Ashley when she lassoed Fiore and Alec, like making Connor get in the game instead of them. Like I get it, like it's like I guess the right thing to do, but it was so annoying as a fan of Fiore and Alec, because obviously, um, the writers of the show expect you to be fans of those kind of characters, and I think Ashley doing that just she ranks so low on here, and I think that her being the therapist for Jake isn't that healthy, and I think I understand, yeah, it's like your friend being a therapist, right? Since Ashley and Jake are friends, but I think that Ashley, she just, I don't know, I just wasn't vibing with her at all in season three. In season one, she's fine. I think her relationship with Nick and Lil is fun, and I think it's interesting. Um, I like um Will, Nick, and Lil. The relationship with Ashley, I think that's cool. I like Will. Um, but other than that, I'm not a big fan of her. And she didn't really play part in the later half of All Stars, which, I mean, it makes sense. Like, it wasn't her story to tell, but she was just kind of there. I'm not really fan. I'm not a big fan of her. I would put her in D tier, but I can't rank her that low. She's low in Disventure Camp terms, but in total drama terms, I can't rank her that low. So I guess she would be a C tier character. Um, I think I like Sky more than Ashley because Sky is like more comedic in the way that she's like juxtaposed to Dave the whole time. So yeah, but with Ashley, it's just I get tired of her. But like I really like her. Her voice acting is amazing. Don't get me wrong. I love the voice acting for this character. It's amazing. But I wish she was written better. Um, yeah, just her going in the middle of the game just to leave everyone in a mess. It's just like so you did all this to like actually have no, like impact on the game, and it just doesn't feel right with me. So yeah, that's why I feel about Ashley. Next is, oh my gosh, why am I forgetting his name? I literally know his name. Am I dumb? Let me look up his name. Dan. I can't believe I forgot Dan's name. I'm so sorry, guys. I remember his name is Dan, but he just is so. He's literally such a nothing character. He did get an appearance in Jake Tom or Tom Jake season 2, so that was interesting. I like to see that he is hanging out with a friend. I'm pretty sure he's Ace, so that's pretty cool. But other than that, his relationship with Gabby in season 1 was fun. I liked how he didn't he kind of flipped on Gabby, so Gabby eliminated him for that reason, and I think that was good for Gabby's character in season 1, because obviously afterwards she forgave Dan and they're chill now. Um, but he's a nerd. I mean, he would definitely come back in a like underdog season, right? I don't know if he would go far, but yeah, he's interesting. Him and Drew, which I'm gonna rank Drew too. So for Dan, I would probably put C. He doesn't do anything really bad. He's just not remarkable in any way. I guess higher than Z, but lower than Ripper. No, Ripper annoys me, so I'm gonna put Dan below Dave. And then for Drew, which Drew is a silent character, he gets out as well. Early in season 1, he didn't really do anything. He's just a kid then, so yeah. His stick is fun, and him being nonverbal is interesting. But I mean, they don't really explain about. They don't build on that in any kind of interesting way since he gets out so early. So I guess I can rank him above. No, I'll rank him below Dan. There we go. Okay. Um, Next is Ellie. Ellie. Oh, I like Ellie a lot. I think she was one of my first favorites of the series when I first watched season 1 when it was coming out. Um, because I started watching, like actually watching, not like just like looking at the series and done. Um, when the last few episodes of season 1 went uploaded on YouTube. But yeah, I think Ellie as a character, she is really interesting. I think that her, like her persona as like she's like really chill, but and she's sarcastic, of course. Well, she's not sarcastic, I guess. She's like she's witty. She is witty, I would say. Um, she's a little sarcastic, but she's real. I guess that would be like the best place to do it. Whereas a character like I know this is jumping ahead, season 1 to season 5, but Nora, Nora is very pessimistic and sarcastic, but that's like her character trait. While Ellie is like a character that is real and has a real goal to win and has a good reason to win. Um, she can't pay for her student loans and she needs to like pay for her apartments. She's just not getting that money she needs. So going on a Disventure camp makes so much sense. She makes it to third place in season 1, in the finale even, but she doesn't make it farther, which is kind of sad. But I think that her placement, even though I wanted her to go far in All Stars, I understand why she didn't, since they wanted to tell a story about Rhea and Jake, I guess. But um, I don't think Ellie should be far in any kind of All Stars season with season 1 and 2 characters. So because I think that she needed to get pegged down. Like she needed her ego to like get shot down, and it did. When she was voted out by Tess, the reasoning Tess made was kind of iffy. Um, and Gabby flipping on Tess is like okay, like Tess forgave her, but I don't know. I think that it was a good ending for her for now, and I really like Ellie. I think she served when she was like telling Jake off in that cave, obviously, and she's queen, girl boss, whatever, all the buzzwords. But I think her her role in the finale with Rhea really she's a foil to Rhea, and she's an amazing foil at that, because she picked the Ellie picked the path of like actually, not hurting people when she totally could have. And I think that next Saria's character is super interesting. Um, so yeah, I really like Ellie, and I would like to see her come back, but I would like to see her come back just to like maybe not like soon at all. Like I don't want her to come back in like next few seasons. Maybe like when Disventure Camp is on season 10 or something. But like I would like to see her like just like chill and like actually make friends. And I want to see that her succeed, and I want her to gain like a more social life. I think that could be a good arc for her if she ever came back. I really like Ellie. And I don't want Gabby. I don't want Gabby either. I want to see how Ellie plays without Gabby, since Ellie and Gabby were on Cyan. So yeah, I'm gonna place Ellie. I really like Ellie. A tier, honestly. I like her better than Scott. I don't like her better than MK because MK is like so iconic. Like I think that her archetype and caricature is way more apparent than Ellie's, which I understand. Ellie's not supposed to be an archetype or whatever, where MK really is. Like she's a thief and she's sarcastic and witty. While they have some similarities, Ellie has a more drive to win and feels more real, which I think in Total Drama you can Total Drama, Disventure Camp, whatever, these kind of shows. I think that you can have MK and Ellie as characters that exist simultaneously. Like in fans versus favorites, there's like a lot of glaring characters, as I mentioned, like Ren and Nora and even Finn. Love him. Whereas characters like in season 4, like Hannah and Ivy and Jade, they are very not archetypes. I feel well. I guess Ivy's an archetype. Um, but Hannah and Jade feel like real characters that exist, like could exist in real life, right? Whereas someone like MK, like yeah, I could see it, but like they'd have to be very oblivious to like the world around them and be in their own world. And like trust me, some people are like that. But both kind of characters can exist at the same time and be good. That's basically what I'm trying to say. So next is Fiore. Oh, Fiore, Queen, S tier, obviously. I think she's such an iconic villain for Disventure Camp, and I think her flopping in All Stars was everything. I think that was exactly what her character needed. She needed her ego to be shot down. They were kind of harsh with it though, with Ashley like falling on her and like Hunter. Like I get Hunter, but Ashley just had it out for her, and I'm like, she didn't even like she got you eliminated out of $1 million, yes, in season 1, but like that's a child. Like she literally like 8 during All Stars. She's 10 in Fate's favorites, so which is now, but like it's a child, and her being the only kid in Disventure Camp makes so much sense. I guess like actual child. Well, I know that Drew and Lake are younger. They're like teenagers, while Fiore is a little child. So yeah, I like her dynamic with Alec. I'm not gonna go further on that, but I will talk about Fiore's character. And I think that her knowing that she's bad and just accepting that like this is the way it is really real but sad. And I would love to see that brought up in fans versus favorites a little bit. I would love to see her like actually grow into her own person and not get actually get some like I don't know, family and friends other than Alec, which Alec is a really good guy, but like she needs to like expand her like friend group and family. I know she's a child, so I understand why Alec wants to be protective, but like because she doesn't have her real parents, like that must feel so like it must weigh on her subconscious so much. And I would love for Fiore to be a little villain, while I want Alec to fail in fan versus favorites, if that makes any sense, since we saw Alec succeed in All Stars. So yeah, I don't think she should win, but I think Fiore should like I don't know actually um be nice and maybe have some nice moments. She can still be evil, of course, but have some nice moments, Fiore. I would love to see that from you, for what your character is right now. But I think in every season she's in, she's perfect. Even the episode 1 of Fans vs. Favorites, she's amazing. I love her. Anyway, next is Gabby. Um, Gabby. People really either don't like Gabby or they really like her, and I think I'm landing somewhere in the middle with Gabby. In season one, she is like the nut job, right? And I would never call anyone that in real life. I would never call someone that in real life, obviously. But that's how the other characters saw her, and I don't see her as that. I think she's just a very zany character with some very exaggerated traits, and see that can exist simultaneously with like normal and zany characters. So, but some parts of her feel really real, like her being with Ellie, and like just because she's a girl, like Ellie's a girl, like it doesn't like mean like it changes anything. And I know, of course, Disventure Camp is the wokest show ever, but I think that's still really good. And I know the reboot has Raj and Wayne, um, not Raj and Rain, sorry, Raj and Bowie, not Wayne. Wayne, you don't get your crowns here. I'm sorry, you didn't do much in season two reboot. Anyway, um, but I think that like that being just like a part of her character and not being like so serious, like I like that, and I think that her thing with animals, I think it's cute. It's definitely it can be annoying, but I'm glad they dialed that down in All Stars, and it seems like in fans versus favorites. That's like not focused on like we're focused on her relationship with the game and her relationship with Ellie in season three. So, which I think her elimination is screwed in All Stars. I think Gabby should have had a better ending, but I think that placement makes sense. But I think I understand that these games they do have like eliminations that are like purges, right? Um, but it just seemed really unfair. Um, I'm glad that her and Gret made up since Gret was bullying her, manipulating her in season one. She stood up to her in season one, and then Gret comes back, and Gret is not a Rhea to her. She's not like, okay, I'm not going to help you, but like you can change for the better. Like what Gret needed wasn't like a person like Rhea in her life. She needed Gabby, and I think that's amazing. Um, I think Gabby and Gret they're so cute together. I think that a real like, just like girls being friends, like representation in media, like that's just like so cool. And it's not like anything romantic, obviously. Um, but it was kind of weird in the motel episode with Ellie and Gabby and Gret. They were kind of acting a little childish, but I understand that's kind of Gabby's character, and Gret was just playing into that because it lets her be free from all of the like the eyes that are watching her, at all times. So I get that. And Gabby coming back, I don't see a reality where Gabby gets far in fans versus favorites, but I could be wrong. I hope I'm right though. Uh, but yeah, her elimination in season one was great. I love that episode. Um, but yeah, other than that, I would probably give Gabby probably I like her less than Alec, and probably less than Priya. I like her more than Courtney though, since Courtney. I feel like I should bring Courtney down, but I feel like Total Drama has so much glaring character flaws, and they act so out of character. While Disventure Camp characters are usually quotations on usually okay, I guess not quotations but asterisks, very in character. So there are some exceptions, but yeah, we'll get to that. Next is Gret, not an out of character. Acts very in character at all points, and her arc in season one and in season one, her arc is you know not basing her worries off of her family, which I mean, yeah, that kind of is in season three as well. But like, I think that she learns to like not like get her like self image from her family and not like rely on that as like validation, right? Um, but in season three, it's like the plotline with Yule, right? And Okay, I guess I should talk about season one for a second. Season one, I really liked Fiore and Gabby's conversation in the apocalypse episode. I think that was fun, and I think it was good. And I think her elimination, she went in stride, and she did that in the season three as well. Her elimination with her crying, I'm just like, oh my gosh, it makes sense, cause she really should have won. I would have loved a Gret win with a Gret arc, but I understand what they wanted to do with Rhea, but just I think it was a bad decision to make Rhea, like have all these characters shafted just for Rhea's development and arc to like play out. Where I think Gret should have went farther than characters like Allie, Connor, and Jake. Uh, I would have much preferred like a Gabby, not Gabby, Gret, Rhea, and maybe Allie. Maybe I could see Allie. But Jake and Connor should not have went that far. Like Final Four, like what are we talking about? But yeah, um, I think her learning to stand up to Yule and like not take that in her relationship is good. I think Gabby helping her stand up to Yule was everything, and I'm glad that like even though like yes it's very extreme that like Gret like gave Yule that burn, like I'm kind of glad and not glad that it didn't stick, because I'm not glad because like Jerry's like, oh, when has Disventure have ever been a serious realistic show? Like it kind of has been at some points. That's like the whole reason we watched Disventure Camp is for that dichotomy. It's for the humor and the realness of it, right? Um, but I digress. I think that a pro from that was you don't. It's not like it doesn't feel like it feels like she's justified for what she did, and it didn't really have that much consequence. Um, but I think for her character, that's fine. For Yule's character, it's deserved. So I don't have much negative things to say about it, but I would have probably preferred a Yule keeping his scars. Like arc or not arc, but I guess like vision her his sorry, I cannot talk. His character design, like keeping that scar. I think that would have been interesting, but I don't know if I trust for the writers to write that. So yeah. Um, but yeah, I really like Gabby and I Gabby Gret. Sorry, I keep saying their names because their names are G starts with G, and they're friends and all stars. So yeah, Gret, Gret. I like Gret, but she's not my favorite. I think I like Gret more than Gabby, but she's not as iconic as Gabby, right? But she kind of is. But All Stars is a bad season, so it kind of automatically brings her character down, I guess. But that's unfair, kind of too. So I guess I'll leave Gret there. Okay, I think I'm fine with that. I think. Anyway, next is Jake. Oh, Jake Hamilton, the character you are. Jake is so. Jake is a very annoying character, and I get that's the reason. That's the point. Season one, I think they did good, right? He's supposed to be a person that doesn't learn from his mistakes, which that's real. That happens in real life. Um, but I think that I think people need to realize that Tom is just as bad at points, and I think that's how it should be seen because that's why they're together. Like they failed, they flopped so much like on their own that they kind of deserve their flop little marriage that they had in Tom and Jake season two. But oh my gosh, he did not need to go that far in All Stars, and yeah, I mean maybe it's good that he went far in All Stars, so we have more setup for Tom Jake. But honestly, they want to make more seasons of Tom and Jake, and it's like I guess I would have been a lot more happy with a very low Jake run, low placement Jake run in All Stars, and then to have like the spinoff if they wanted to do that because they can have their Yowie. But I don't know. I think Jake losing makes sense. I would not want Jake to win All Stars, so I'm glad that Rhea won, but I don't think Rhea should have won All Stars. Um, if that makes any sense. He's so annoying in the pre-merge and some of the merge in season 3. He gets kind of bearable at the end. But then he like like stops like believing in Connor and like gives up on him, which is like, oh my gosh, Jake, we've been through this so many times. You've been through this with Ashley. Oh my gosh, like it literally makes me so mad. But yeah, I don't know. I think that I don't want to see Jake come back ever. He's annoying. But I did make a Tom and Jake edit that one time, and it's on my channel. You can go see it. But uh, I think it was just it was a thing of its own time, right? It was cool back then, but now it's like we've seen All Stars. We liked his performance in season 1, but not so much in season 3. And then there's Tom and Jake, which just so annoying. Which do I have to talk about Tom and Jake? Because I really skipped a full episode of the episode with Tom's trauma. Like I have no idea what happened. I know it was something with his brother or something. It was like a twist. And I was like, I don't care. Um, but yeah, Jake, just for how like bad you beat, I have to give you D. I should move Nichelle down because Nichelle really did flop. I think Nichelle is probably above Mike. Yeah. Um. Next is Lil. Lil. Lil played a good game. Okay, she did not play a good game. Well, I think she played the best she could in season 1, with Fiore like being such a puppet master, which is really ironic to say since she kind of flopped in season 3. But I think that her handle on that team made sense. Um, but for her to lose it to Fiore makes more sense. So yeah. Um, she is a scout leader. She's nice, and she's friends with Ashley and Will and Nick. So yeah, I don't have anything else to say really about her. Um, Double elimination with Ashley was fine. No notes there. Um, Probably lower than DJ, but higher than Eva. Next is Miriam. I don't like Miriam that much. I think that her arc, like finally being able to get over her past traumas and, win for herself and for her newfound family is interesting, I guess, but it's really not interesting because I don't care about her, really. And I think that her robbing Ellie out of that million, I'm still salty, okay? I admit, I can, like, see the character objectively, but I think that, I don't know, like, I think that her robbing Ellie like that was really not deserved. I think Ellie should have maybe placed lower than Alec, and then Alec should have been in that final, because I would like to see Alec fail more than Ellie. But I get why they wanted Ellie to go further. I don't know. She did a big play at the end of All Stars. That's all she did in her game, really. I guess she was trying to keep Jake safe, which did that last? I mean, I guess. I mean, Jake almost won, but I don't know. I'm not a fan of her. She's not interesting to me. There's so many better characters in Disventure Camp, so I would rank her there, honestly. I think all these characters are better because I really don't like Miriam. Next is Nick. Oh, Nick. Nick is British. He's pompous. He can be nice when he wants to be, but he's pretty negative. He's a negative Nancy. Um, and he's privileged, and that's all I have to say about him. He's better than Miriam. He's better than all these characters. Is he though? I'm just gonna rank him there because I really don't care about him. Anyway, next is Tom. Oh God, Tom. Okay, Tom just as bad as Jake. I don't care what anyone says. I did not care to see him back in fans versus favorites. I would have rather have like I don't know Ashley. Like no, would I rather have Ashley? I'm thinking about it. You know what? No, I don't want Ashley. I want Ellie. No, but Ellie, I understand. Like, I don't want her to bring back. You know, okay, yeah, I would rather have Ashley than Tom because I don't know. I guess Tom's fine. He's a favorite. He's more bearable than Ashley. So, okay, yeah, he is more bearable than Ashley because Ashley can get on my nerves a lot, but Tom is just dumb, and that can be funny sometimes. But I hope he gets out early and fans versus favorites. We're crossing our fingers. We don't need a Tom win, please. Um, but yeah, I think everything I said about Jake, I can say about Tom. Um, but like, cause he flopped in season one, he flopped in season three, and he got better in Tom Jake, and yeah, they mirror each other pretty well in certain ways. So yeah, I guess better than Ashley, I guess. I like Sky more 'cause she's more interesting. Next is Will. Um, I like Will. I said that earlier, but I really do. I think he's cool. He's a nice guy. He has a lot of fears, and I think DJ did do it better. He did do it better, but I think that for what he is, he's a nice girlfriend to Ashley, and that's all his character is really supposed to be. I don't even know if they would bring him back for Underdog season, like probably, but like I don't know if he would get far. So yeah, he might have like a few good like friendships, maybe expand his farm or something, with friends he met along on a later season of Disventure Camp. But other than that, I would say probably above Ripper. Also, I'm gonna put Anne Maria above these two because these two annoy me sometimes. So yeah. Yeah. Um, yeah. Next verse is for Disventure Camp season two. I put Jensen in D tier, bottom of D, because, um, I watch staff stories, but I really don't care about his character, and I doubt that any of the characters relating to him will be relevant in the future Disventure Camp plot. I think they just made that to wrap it up, the season one plot that started there, but yeah. So now on to season two, we have with Aiden, and honestly, I think I'm rigging these way too slow, so I'm gonna be a little bit more fast. For Aiden, I really like Aiden. I think in season two he had a really good performance, and he is very relatable. I think that him being a fan of the show, but like not really like being a fan of the show at the same time, is kind of like hilarious because like he didn't even know like Oliver was like testing the challenges, which I can understand. Like honestly, as a fan of niche media, I feel like I'm the biggest fan, but obviously I'm not. So I understand how Aiden feels. But he was more of like a casual fan. But he feels like really special because the show just started, right? He was a fan of season one. And that was the only season out so far. So yeah. Um, I really like James and Aiden's relationship. I think that Aiden's conflict with Carol was done so much better in the remake. Yeah. No more notes. I would say All Stars. His performance was whatever. I think at the start it was good. Before he got involved with the Tom stuff, or like Jake's plot. Sorry. I like Tom and Aiden as a duo, but I'm not a fan of the Jake plot line, so I'm gonna have to put him. Oh yeah, and I guess fans versus favorites as well. We only have one episode, but I would say that he's fine so far. So yeah, I would probably rank him at A because I think he's just like the most iconic Disventure Camp character because Weister, the voice actor who plays him, beautiful singing voice and very iconic in the fandom, obviously. But I think he deserves to be iconic. So yeah, I would say I would probably put him above Ellie, but below. Uh, I put him above Julia and MK because I think Aiden is just like so cool compared to like Tom or Jake. I think he's just like I think James and Aiden are so more healthy, so much more healthy than Tom and Jake. And I would rather have a James Aiden spinoff than Tom and Jake. But I'm not saying I want that Odd Nations cartoons. I'm just saying that I would rather have had that. But yeah. Next is Allie. Allie. Um, I think that in season two, her performance was mediocre. I think that in the remake, it didn't do that much for her. I think they overall like the points that did change. It was just in like general points of how they really needed to change this Winter Camp's structure of season two. It wasn't really relevant to her character, like Connor breaking the Nintendo Switch in a more like realistic way, um, or her friendship with Tess. I mean, that was done pretty similarly. Um, they still slept in the same bed, which I think was super funny, and I like that. I'm glad they kept that. But for season three, I think that she should have had a arc with Tess or something. And I think Tess should have lasted longer in the game, or maybe like I don't know, make Allie and Tess on the same team, and like have Hunter away. You know what I mean? And then like maybe you can still have that conflict with Hunter and Allie, but when merge happens, I would have loved to see Tess, Allie, and Hunter all make it to merge, but that did not happen. Only Allie made it. Her rivalry with Jake is whatever. Her talking with Gret, I think, is good. I think it really propels Gret's character, but for Allie, it's just like it contextualizes her that like um, she really sees herself that low, and she really needs validation from other people, and I think that's interesting. Um, and I think she got robbed. Like I don't want her to win, but she did get robbed because that reasoning for her getting out in the final, the finale part one or whatever, it was just ridiculous. But yeah, overall, I think I'm gonna rank Allie at a B because I enjoy watching her sometimes. Like I enjoyed her banter with Benji in Fan vs. Favorites episode one. Um, so I guess I'll put her below Noah, above Brick. I think that sounds about right. Next is Connor. I like Connor. I think season one Connor is pretty. He does his job well. I think that he tries to stabilize Rhea, and I think that him like coming around to Rhea even after she hurt him. I think that I mean it was necessary, obviously in the remake, so All Stars would make sense. But I don't know. I think the character could have just been done a little better. Um, I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm salty about All Stars and how long he lasted in the game. But I think that maybe like he should have had that arc there with Rhea, and then not being All Stars, and then Rhea like then go on her streak with that. Because I don't see why Connor had to be dragged along the whole time, which we already had that for Alec. That was Alec's role. He was being the one dragged along with Rhea's misery. Well, Connor's character solely relies on Rhea. Without it, like he has a wife, I guess, and he made friendships with Jake and Tom and Allie, but I don't know. I'm conflicted. He's not my favorite character, but where was Jake? I guess I'm just gonna put Tom and Jake because I don't remember who he was, but I meant to click Connor. I guess I would put him above Chase, but below Jasmine. Next is Hunter. And Hunter, I really like Hunter actually. I'm gonna put Hunter in A. Hunter is such an interesting character because I think that he plays a straight man very well, but he's not just that. He has struggles with how his mom is, and he had to like cope with that. And I think that him translating that over to Allie and over to Tess, I think that that's really fun. And if Hunter were to come back, I'd love to see him make it, decently far, and like maybe have his own little like villain arc, because I would like to see him do that. And I don't know if that's like in character for him, but if Allie can have it, like let Hunter have it. You know what I mean? But no, I think that Hunter like being like a challenge piece in season two, but it just being because he's solely like he tried his best to connect with others, like with Rosa and with Maggie, and I think that's cute. I like that. trying to use a word other than interesting. But yeah, I think I would keep Hunter at the bottom of A, but I still really like him. Next is James. James Costa. He's the icon of the Disventure Camp world, but he got voted out first in All Stars. So yeah, or he got out last, or he got out first, whatever. You know what I mean. I think that season one makes his character so much better. Um, I mean, not season one, season two, the remake makes his character so much better than the beta. They removed that kissing scene, which was controversial, and I'm glad they took it out. But other than that, I think that James is a really good character. I think that his relationship with Rosa is nice. I would have liked to see him act on his own. I think that that would be interesting, because we got to see that a little bit with the Ghoul in All Stars, but clearly it wasn't into the end of All Stars. So yeah. For James, I would probably put him in B. He's not my favorite character ever, but he's not bad. I'd probably put him above Caleb, but below Lindsay. Okay, next is Kai. I think in the remake they made Kai exactly like how he was. Really, they just changed Maggie's age around to make it more less awkward and less suspicious and sketchy. So now he's like what, he's like 16 too, or he's 18, and then Maggie just turned 18. I think that's a better way to write that. I think him getting along with Rosa in that beginning scene, I think that was really cool, because I think they really do. They would be friends outside of the game, I think, and I would have liked to see that like expanded on more in the remake. But I understand why he had to go out pretty early. But I like his character. I'm not the biggest fan of his voice, but I sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't. I like the crash out that he did on Yule. I think it was deserved for Yule. I would probably put Kai in C tier, not because I dislike him, but because I don't have strong feelings towards him like these other characters, or some of these other characters. Some of them deserve their placement, but I think I like Kai more than Don and B and Axel. I think I like Chase more because he's just more of a douchebag, and I think that's more interesting than Kai just being a stoner, which isn't really explained that much. But yeah, next is Carol, and I think Carol, for what she did, she served her role, and I think her placement in the season 2 remake makes so much more sense. To like start Ria's character like that, have like her being the starting point of Ria's like motivation to actually like start to become evil, or well, start to like do stuff for herself, but in the process she becomes evil because I don't know. I think Carol was evil, but then she became nicer, while Ria started off nice, but she became really evil. So yeah, I think that's really unfortunate that the way that turned out. But I'm glad that Aiden and Carol reconciled, at least a little bit after season 2. Her character can be kind of annoying, but I mean that is her character, right? But other than that, she's not that interesting. There's probably a lot you could do with her, honestly, but I'm just not that interested in her as a character. So I would probably put her. I like her more than Ashley, obviously. Um, I probably put her. Yeah, above Ashley, but below Tom. Okay, next is Lake, and I like Lake, but I don't love Lake. You know what I mean? I really like her character. I think she's kind of a girl boss. I think her arc in season 2 is perfect. I think they executed it, just the same way as they did in season 2. Except with some of the Carol stuff. Not like Carol, but some of the Crystal stuff. But I think her finding that for her finding the wig really is a self-discovery moment, and I would love to see how she plays in Fans vs Favorites, because we didn't get to see much of her in All Stars. Um, she got along with uh her team pretty well, except for Ellie. But yeah, I think that the Cyan Alliance still living on in Fans vs Favorites is interesting, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be taken apart. But I hope that we expand on Rosa and Lake's relationship, and I would love to see Lake and another new character or just another character, like I want to arc with that. I would like to see how I would like to see more insight on Lake's personality. So yeah, she's not my favorite like everyone else's, but yeah, I would probably have to say I put her in B. I would put her in B. Where in B though? That is the question. I like her more than Duncan. I like her more than Jeff. I like her more than Shauna. I like her more than Caleb. I think I think around that placement is fine. Like, below James but above Caleb. Okay. Next is Maggie. Um, Maggie, she's a sweet girl, but she didn't get much in season two. She doesn't really get a cameo after that, I don't think. Um, yeah, she's kind of a nothing character, honestly. Like, she's Kai's love interest, and I guess she is more of a character in the reboot. Like, she helps with Hunter's plot, obviously, and helps. And Hunter like says, "I'm glad that you stuck up to Yule because Yule is a douchebag." Um, but yeah, she found love with Kai, but they're kind of forgotten characters. I think Kai and Maggie are some of the most forgotten characters in Disventure Camp. Um, but I don't hate her. I don't have anything. I don't have any reason to hate her. So she's not gonna go on low C. I'll probably put her. Well, I guess it would be lower C, but not like below like I don't know Ripper or Anne Maria. Um, I guess I'll put her above Anne Maria, but below Will. Next is Rhea, and I really like Rhea. I really like season two Rhea. Season two Rhea is like really iconic, and if we didn't have All Stars and like All Stars was something different, I would love Rhea so much more. She probably would be my favorite character because I love her like her constant battle with herself over like the right choice over like what's going to make her like let her win. And I think that struggle is so real. And I think that they flopped with her All Stars villainy because yeah, like she broke Connor's ankle, but she doesn't get the repercussions. Like she has all this money, but I mean she loves her family. She's fine with her family, and even though she has no connections from this venture camp, she can easily make friends, and she has all these roles, so she'll always be rich. So I wish she got more of a punishment for all the bad stuff that she did, even though she did win. Um, I think that Rhea is just kind of set in stone to be this figure in Disventure Camp history from here on out that like is someone you shouldn't want to be, but that you could be. Um, so for I guess characters like Ara and Finn, the new ones, I think that they could like Ara said that like I don't she said something along the lines of like I take what I can get I take and get what I want, but I'm not like I don't like push people off cliffs basically. Yeah. Which Evie is, so watching out for Evie. But yeah, I like Rhea. I think her relationship with Alec kind of makes me want to throw up. I hate Alec and Rhea, but other than that, I think it's fine. And I hate Alec and Connor, or not Alec and Connor. I like Alec and Connor, but I hate Rhea and Connor. So yeah. Next is Rosa Maria, and Rosa Maria, I like how they I think the voice actor change for her in season two remake really set up her character to be one of my favorites because I think that her voice acting is so genuine and I think it really brings the character to life and I think that her struggles are real and I think that she's not taken seriously and I think that people like should take her more seriously and I hope that they expand on that in favorites versus favorites because obviously Anastasia like takes her seriously, but she's not a part of the Cyan group, and maybe that's because of some self confidence issues or something going on at home with maybe Sophia or something. I would love to see that expanded on. So for now, she's gonna rank higher because I'm really interested in her character and she has a lot of potential. So I would probably put her. I can't put her above Noah. I'd probably put her above Allie. I would probably put her above Allie. Also, Allie can go to the bottom because Allie, she is kind of annoying. Also, let's be honest. So yeah. Next is Tess, and I think Tess is very much better. Better is very much better in season two, the season two remake compared to the beta. I think that It's a new day. Sorry for the cut. But let's just get back to it. Uh, for Tess, I would put her probably at like a B. I like her. I think I'd probably put her somewhere, probably like below Brick and Joe, but above Rosh. Okay, also, I had to redo this whole list again since I think I went too long without editing it. Yeah, it's been like a week or so since I returned to this. Um, but I think who did I move down? I think I moved down. Who did I move down again? I forgot. Oh yeah, I moved down Connor. Um, so yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. We only have a few all stars left. And that is Yule. Oh, we only have one all star left, and that is Yule. And I would put Yule. Yule's an interesting character because I think that he is supposed to be like, insufferable and annoying, but he's supposed to be funny, right? And I think that he's done so much better in season 2 remake of Disventure Camp. And I think that, we like deserve more Yule in our life, and I know not everyone wants that, but I think that he should have had his scar for longer in season 3 that Grant gave him. I think that would have been funnier. Um, but other than that, I think Yule, he's a good character. I don't get like offended by him or anything, but I understand why people don't like him. His jokes can be a little bit too out there, but like remind you, Disventure Game is an adult cartoon, so there's going to be like offensive stuff in it, like from time to time. But like it's supposed to be like, I don't know, it's supposed to be like entertaining but also like commentary. And I think they do get that good with Yule. So yeah. Um I probably put Yule in a B. I like him a lot. Probably below Tess. No, no, above Tess, honestly, above Tess. Uh Probably above Brick and Joe. Probably. Yeah, actually that sounds right. Anyway, um did I okay, so I don't know, I don't where's Derek and Trevor? Did I already rank them and I just forgot? Um Chat, is he dumb? Oh, there they are. Okay. Let's just rank Trevor and Derek because this is the last season they appear, season 4. Um F and F. I get really annoyed when I see it on the screen, and no hate to Silly Billy or Noah. I know he goes with something else now, but they're too much. I don't like them. I'm glad that Emily's the host of the show now. Um, I hope you guys get more roles in Disventure Camp soon or a different show. But yeah, I don't like them. Maybe I like Trevor a little bit more. I shouldn't put them in F with these characters. I'll put them at the bottom of C because like they're not offensive. I just like they're just not entertaining. Like I have like major gripes with these characters, but it's just like yeah. Let's just move on to season 4. Alessio. Alessio. Okay, what about you with Alessio? He had not a lot of screen time in season 4. He was the first boot. He had a arc with Logan, which is Flopkin, whatever. Um, I think his relationship with Natalia is funny. Um, but I think he's kind of a one note character. But I think they did one note in a good way. Um, he went out fast, and I think that's good. They developed all the other characters a lot more, even Ted and yeah, Ted and who else? Oh yeah, um, what's her name? What is her name? This woman, Amelie. Yeah, they developed them better. And Richard. Yeah. Um. So yeah, I would probably put Alessio at like a C. Not much to say about him. Um. I would like to see him like return for like a underdog season. That would be fun. Um. Honestly, higher than Connor. Why is Connor so high? I need to move Connor like down to like Dave level because he can be annoying in All Stars. No offense. He's getting season 2 though. Wait, where did I put them? Oh yeah. Uh, hmm. Okay, yeah, that seems about right. Alessio, I don't have much feelings on him, so yeah. Oh, also we need to rank Emily, not Emily, Crystal in these guys too. Crystal, I like Crystal's arc. She wasn't a bad host. I don't get the Crystal hate at all. I know people like think that like her character's dumb or like she was weird in All Stars, which she kind of was, but I really liked her arc, and I think that the staff stories, she's probably my favorite staff stories background. So yeah, um, I like Crystal. I'd put her in my bottom of B. She's not as good as Chris McLean, but you know, she's she's just not as iconic. But yeah, this guy, is it bad that I'm forgetting his name? Like what is his name? Marcus. That's his name, Marcus. Okay, I had a thing for a second. I like Marcus. He's fine. I guess I would put him below Crystal because Crystal's more important, right? So probably like a C. He's not a contestant, so he doesn't give that much background. I did like his backstory as well for staff stories. Um, Probably above like characters like probably above like Sean. There we go. That's a good spot for him. Next is Nina. She's a good comic relief. I like the beef that she has with Aiden. I think that was funny. I'm glad that like she's kind of like the only like source of like magic in Disventure camp. That he like demonic like magic. I think that was funny. Um, oh, I didn't mean to move Miriam. It's okay. Miriam doesn't matter that much. Uh, where should I put her? I guess like with Marcus. I think that's fair. Because they kind of come in a package, right? And then why am I forgetting his name as well? Oliver. Oliver. He was in season 1. He did the challenges. Then he returned for season 2, and then he was he was part of the staff in season 3, and then he left with Crystal, and Marcus and Nina. Not much to say. I'll put him right here. I think he's a good character. His arc was done a lot better in season 2 remake. So yeah. Okay, now for actually season 4. We already ranked Alessio. Let's rank the rest. So Amelie, I like her relationship with Hannah. I think it's cute. I think that Amelie, like, kind of being like, not like a mother to her, because I don't think it's healthy to replace like someone like that in Hannah's life. But I think that as like a mentor figure, Amelie does well for Hannah. I think that she was entertaining in Tom Jake. Um, but she's not the most interesting character. So I probably put her above like Kai, but below Tom. Okay. Next is Hannah. Oh, actually, next is not Hannah. Next is Anastasia. I like Anastasia a lot. I think that she's kind of girl boss, gatekeep, gaslight, girl queen, whatever you want to call. But I think that her arc in season 4 is interesting. I think that out of all of the characters in the final 4, she does the like I'm evil, but like also or not evil, like I'm a good person at heart, but like I can betray people when I want. And I think she does that the best out of the final 4 in Carnival of Chaos. Um I think her relationship with Marissa is cute. I think it's fun and cute and safe. It's not a bad relationship per se. I think it's a good Gary couple. Um I think that she could have a good arc in fans versus favorites, and I would love that. I would probably put Anastasia probably with Rosa, because since she's having arc with Anastasia right now in fans versus favorites. Um, Next is Benji. Benji. Benji's really funny. I put him in B as well. B for Benji. A lot of the season 4 characters are good. It's just that the beginning of season 4 is really good. The meta is okay, and last couple episodes are trash. No offense. That's just the writing. It's not the animators, the voice actors. It's just some of the writing kind of fell off. But the characters are really good. The characters are really solid. So you're probably gonna see a lot of characters in B. Um, because I genuinely do like them. I'm gonna put him with Allie, above Allie, honestly. I think that he's funny. I think that his jokes are funny. We haven't had a character like that until Drum just became canon ever. I guess maybe I'm trying to think of someone, but I can't. Yeah, Benji's a really he's a fun character. He's one of a kind, honestly. I like him. His relationship with Tristan's fun, Trinity for life. But I wonder if Allie's gonna have feelings for Benji. Like I think that's not gonna be the case since you know he's a fan of Allie. That'd be kind of weird, but I don't know. And also he's dating Tristan, so like that would be like cheating. But one sided. I could see that. That'd be interesting. I would like to see that. Next is Hannah, and I really thought Hannah was going to come back to favorites versus favorites because she was a very good character for the most part in Carnival of Chaos. I really liked her dynamic with Logan, even though I don't like Logan, and I liked her dynamic with Jade and Anastasia. I think she was interesting, but she didn't do much with them. Um, I guess Benji and she losing all her friends. I think that was interesting. But again, the finale kind of flopped her. But she doesn't leave like a sour taste in my mouth. I'd probably put her above Benji. No, actually below even Allie, because like I think that she really should have came back for another season. I think like maybe replacing Natalia with Hannah would have been fun. But yeah, next character is Diego. We don't get to see much of him. He has a one-sided pining for Spencer. And if you know anything about me, I love Spencer, so I don't think that arc was bad. I think that arc is good. I think it's a good rejection arc. I think that's good. I would love to see Diego come back in a future season. Maybe like a Braun versus Weak or something. I don't know. I don't know what the season themes are gonna be, but yeah. Let's put Diego in C. I think C is a good place. Maybe like above Axel. No, actually above Jasmine, below Tyler. I think it's a good place for him. Um, I need to rewatch season 4. If I don't have much to say, that's probably why it's not on the top of my head. Even though I like season 4, I just watched it like like not even that long ago since the season just came out. Really, like last like a couple months ago. Anyway, next is Isabel, Queen, girl boss, gatekeep, gaslight, nun. We love her. I like her friendship with Jade. I think that was fun. I think that her background of being kind of like, kind of like a criminal, like she's kind of a criminal, but we love that for her. Um, and they don't really go either way and like say, oh, being a nun is bad for Isabel, but they don't say, oh, being a nun is good for Isabel as well. So I think that could be an interesting thing if she ever came back. Like a lot of these characters still have potential to like flourish in different seasons. That's why I'm not putting them as low as other characters like that we've seen compete for more than one season, like Emma or Millie. So yeah, I would like to put Isabel above Breaking. I'll put I'll put her above Yule because she's just so iconic. I love her. Um, I like her beef with everyone, especially Anastasia. Okay. Next is Ivy. Interesting. Ivy. I like Ivy. I'll put her at like the bottom of B. Actually above. No, I like Ivy. I like Ivy. I'll probably put Ivy below Yule, but above Brick and Joe. I think her voice actor is talented. I think that her singing was great. I don't care what anyone says. That song, like what was it called? Like Blue Knight's Moon or something. I forgot what it's called, but it was amazing. Spencer was funny. Zadie was funny as well, but he sang good and she sang good, and I like them. And she's part of the Vibe Tribe with Tristan and Zayd, and I think that they got voted out early because they were part of the Vibe Tribe. But it is what it is. Uh, I like Ivy. I think she's fun. I think a nice foil to Ivy is Finn in the new season, which I might should I rank season 5? I guess we'll get there when we get there, but yeah, I like Ivy. Next is Jade. Jade's going in B. I was rooting for Jade from the beginning. I really like Jade a lot, but I the thing is, like, Silly Billy, like, he was getting canceled on Twitter for calling Jade a robot, and I'm like, yeah, I get that. Like, it can be seen as offensive since she is, she has a Lego and she's black. Um, so I think that, like, but that wasn't ever the intention, and I get where Silly Billy is coming from because her character, like, there's nothing there really besides like her being like a strategic player and her, valuing like the game over her friendships when it comes to the game, and I think that's okay. And I think that we just didn't see much out of like she's a marine biologist and she wants the money for that. I don't know. I want more from Jade. I want Jade to like become more of a character, and I don't know what direction to put her towards because I think that you could do a good character for her, but I'm just not the person to like ask ideas for that. I don't know. I really like her voice actor. I think her like monotone tone and like I think it's like part of her character. Like it's part of her charm. I love her to like to go on like evil streak and maybe like a complex in a different season. That'd be really cool. I don't know. I like Jade though. I would probably put Jade below Brick and Joe, above Tess. I really like Jade's design as well. Um, Not a fan of Logan though. We'll get there when we get there. Oh, actually, we're getting there now. Next is Logan. Okay. F. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, voice actor for Logan. I really like Logan's design. It's good. Ugh, it's F too harsh. It might be too harsh. Yo, I'll put him at the bottom of D. I just can't with Logan. Like, why did he win? He shouldn't have won. Oh, he should have got voted out like late merge. Let's be so honest. Like before the final five, he stayed way too long, and I don't like how he was treated with Spencer and the relationship with Hannah came out of nowhere. I wish that was developed for longer. I just have a lot of gripes with him. But they could redeem this character. I don't think any character is fully, like bad. It's fiction, right? A good writer can make a bad character great. So I think if Logan came back, that'd be cool. I don't think people would like it, but I would be like, okay, I'll see where this goes. But yeah, he stayed for way too long. He's annoying. He like, oh my gosh, no, this is not like coming after his voice actor. I like the design and I like some of the writing, but it's just, he should not have won. Next is Linda. Linda's funny. I'm not a huge fan of her. It's just because like she's not that interesting to me. Like, yeah, she's like a suburban white mom, right? Like, what else is there to say? She likes pudding or something. I don't know. She doesn't really like her family, and she wants to like prove to her family like she's more than this. I don't know. Maybe above Alessia, but below. No, no, no. Above, above these guys, and then above Will. Well, that's not Will. That's Dan. Above Dan and below Dave. Okay. Next is Marissa. Marissa's such a nothing character, and I really wish she was more. I think her arc of, coming to the show, wanting to enlist for the army, and then realizing it's just not the path for her, I think that's good. And I think that Anastasia, like, being like, I love you no matter what, even if you don't choose this path, I think that was good. It was safe, but it was good to Yuri. I like Yuri. I will never complain, even if it's, like, safe, like, fluff Yuri. I don't care. I put her at B. Because she has potential to be a good character. Like, I would like to see her come back and, like, find a purpose on the show, you know what I mean? Sorry if I'm like stuffy. I have bad allergies right now, but yeah. Probably I would say below Hannah, but above Crystal, because Crystal she can be annoying. and she wasn't really redeemed, and she kind of just like kind of waffled in during season three and kind of like went on kind of a good note in stat stories. While Marissa, she went off with a good note, and she was good for Anastasia's plot. And Anastasia and Jade should have been in the finale. Who said that? Must have been the win. Anyway, next is Natalia. Natalia, I like her jokes. I think she's funny. I don't care what people say. I don't care if she thinks she has millennial humor. I think her being trans is fun. I think that's good. We haven't had a trans woman onto the show before. Natalia, I think that's fun. Um, she's iconic. Her with Logan, don't care. Logan, like, girl, stand up. Anyway, I like her design. I think I didn't really like her like that much at all. I had her lower on my T list, but for season five, I've really been liking her. She's really playing the game now, and I think that her actually trying to form bonds, but like kind of like realizing like not to go with the first person. I think her being like in the most recent episode, which is Van's favorite episode too, she was like, "Shit, do you think Tom saw me?" While she was standing behind bamboo. Like, girl, I guess Tom saw you. Like, I don't know why this dumb blonde side is coming from, but it's kind of funny. So I'm gonna put Natalia above Benji. I think, yeah, that goes good. Actually, you know what? Let's put. I'll put Natalia above Jade and Benji above Jade. Yeah, yeah, that sounds right. Okay. Next is Richard. I don't have much to say about Richard. He's a good character. I guess I'll put him in sleep better than these freaks. No offense. Below, actually, but above Trent. I think his friend group with Ted and Linda is fun. I think it's fun. Him being gay, that's fun. Him being a mentor to Logan, good. Like some of these characters like are dragged down just by Logan being Logan, and that's not their fault, but it sucks. Next is Spencer. I love Spencer. Automatic S. I love him. I think he's cool, and I think he's kind of funny, but like the humor comes from him trying to be smart, right? Like he's not actually that smart as you think he is, but like I think him proving that to himself, like that he's actually smarter, is funner. I think that like he has to come over like being a flop, and I think that's fun. I think that he could be like a finale person. He could be the finale in season five, and I would love that. I really like Spencer. Honestly Spencer above Bowie. I really like Spencer, and I know people don't like Spencer, but like I just think that like his failed romances, like oh my gosh, he's such a flop. I love him. Anyway, next is Ted. He's a gambler. He's a strategist, and he's boring. Not much else to say. Uh, he has potential though. That's why I put him like in C, in the middle of C. Also, I'm gonna put Derek and Trevor in D. Sorry, I'm sorry. That's just how I feel right now. Three more characters. We have Tristan. I like Tristan. I would put Tristan in high A, honestly. I think they're a good non-binary rep, and I think that their problems, like I think that like their home life, like not being good, and that being elaborated on is good for non-binary characters. Since I think any arc is good for non-binary characters, because we don't have a lot of MB representation. So I think just them existing is a good sign. I like their voice actor. I like how soft spoken they are. And I like how cool they are. I like how cool and vibe tribey they are. I love them. Two more characters. We have Emily and Zaid. Zaid, uh, I want to put it towards the bottom of B. Problem with Jade. Above Test. Yeah, that sounds right. Zaid, he's a cook. He made koala stew. But Ivy forgives him for that, and Ivy was like, I don't know if we should be in a relationship, but I decided to like, come on, girl, like we love each other. So yeah, she has a good singing voice as well. And then finally, Emily. Emily serves. She's a serve. I love Emily. She's serving so hard. I like her arc in season four. I think that's one of the best hosts arcs we've got in Disventure Camp. Um, I like how she's learning to like be a better person while still keeping the game interesting. and she's doing it better than Crystal was doing in season 2. I think she's more redeemable than all the other hosts, and I really like her. She's just a likable host. And I think it's going to be it. I do want to rank all the other ones, but we just don't have a lot from them so far. But if anything, I'm gonna put. Oh, wrong thing. I'm gonna put Finn. Wait, where did I put Finn? Uh, Awkward. Where did I put him? Did he disappear? Oh, there he is. Okay, he got within nobodies. Anyway, I'm gonna put Finn at the top of S because I love him. He's a musical theater, mean girl guy. He's gay. He stands for Tom. It's one-sided. I love him. He's such a flop. I hope he flops. I hope he has irredeemable moments, but like not as bad as Yule. But like I hope he flops from Spencer. I would love that. Spencer Finn relationship win. Anyway, or I don't want a relationship. I just want the dynamic. That would be fun. Anyway, this is a long video. Here's my final total drama and Disventure Camp tier list. Take it in. Take it in. I'm going to go now. I hope you enjoy the video. Bye!